exchange intellectually with whites on an international level in a political forum and hold their own. This made the black people in this country realize that what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had been teaching all the time actually had substance. And they began to turn it over in their mind and see that what he was saying had more weight to it than what these other Negroes were saying. And they began to identify themselves with the black world and the black struggle more closely than they identified themselves with this so-called white world.
Let me ask you a question with respect to a statement which Essien Udom quotes as being on a bulletin board in the University of Islam in Chicago by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. According to Essien, Mr. Muhammad states, "Up, you mighty race. You can accomplish what you willed. Build your future on these foundations: freedom, justice, and equality." What is the definition of freedom, justice, and equality for the black man, and where and when is it to be attained?
Well, take equality first. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad doesn't teach us to associate equality with whites. Equality has nothing to do with whites. We don't want to be equal with the white man. He's not the criteria or yardstick by which equality is measured. He's not in a position to tell us we are equal. It's not his right. It's not his to do. Equality, we want equality. We had equality before the white man was created. We had equality before the white man came into existence. And we want equality whether the white man is on this earth or not. Equality means the opportunity to develop all of our dormant potential, all of our dormant capability. And in developing this dormant capability, the right and the ability to stand on this earth on some land of our own and bring about a civilization and a society in which we will be completely independent, complete freedom to take care of the needs, to take care of the wants and the likes and the dislikes of our people, to establish our own nation, our own society, our own heaven, our own future. This is what we mean by freedom, by equality, and justice means as you sow, so shall you reap.
Talking about politics coming from a view of the streets, you know what I'm saying, dog? We're not coming from professional view. We're not lawyers, none of that shit that's on TV, you know what I'm saying? We come straight from the hood, the hood view, you know? Representation of black people, period, on the bench, because we don't know who Clarence Thomas is representing. He's sitting on the Supreme Court, sitting on a bench, smelling like cocoa butter.
215. We live. live. All the way live. Deep detail dive into the politics from the hood view. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is Hoodview Politics. I'm Rabbit Jones.
And I am Tony, the #1 soul brother.
Appreciate everybody tuning in to Hoodview Politics. You know what I'm saying, dog? When we give it to you straight from the hood. No chaser. You know what I'm saying, dog? And if you disagree with anything said on this platform,
the door is open.
You know what I'm saying, dog?
The door is open.
The door wide the fuck open. You know?
Yep.
That's for goddamn show.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in politics. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot going on.
But one thing I want to touch on was the motherfucking the student debt loans, right? Because student debt is a real issue in America, right?
Big issue.
So there's a lot of people out there in America that's stuck onto that motherfucking the student debt, where they thought this was gonna get them, you know what I'm saying, somewhere prospering in life, and instead it gave them an anchor on their motherfucking life. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
correct.
Debt is crazy as fuck. Like debt just to get education is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Now, President Biden has, everybody know, he's done a forgiveness debt program joint where, again, This is just the facts.
Just the facts.
Republicans are blocking all this shit all over America.
Again.
Now, again, this is student debt, and you have a president. Let's not say a Democrat. Let's not say a Republican. You have a president who's trying to relieve that from all Americans, and the Republican Party wants to stop that. Then you still want me to understand why you vote Republican, bro? Why do y'all do that? Why? What is it? It's obvious that they don't give a fuck about Nathan. You know what I'm saying, dog? I don't get it, bro.
See. Let me explain something to y'all. We gonna peel some layers off this onion here tonight. It's just another example of that if you down, the GOP want to keep you down. You know, they always holler about, you know, we the party, or we want people to lift themselves up by their bootstraps and have opportunities and everybody on a level playing field and all this garbage. Okay, it sounds good when you say it, but your actions show something else. Because the thing with this student loan debt cancellation thing is this. You got a lot of people out here that is saddled with student loan debt, and they go to college and pay a lot of money and take out loans for a lot of money to go to college, and then when they get a 4-year, in some cases a 6-year degree, and if you're a doctor or and some other things, you know, you going to graduate school, and it takes you, you know, you going this, that, and doing this, that, and third. So it's costing you a lot of money. And then by the time you get out, you gotta take on another job that's 9 times out of 10 ain't in the profession that you spent all this money and studied for to go into to pay off the debt you incurred to get this education.
That's true.
Now, my thing is that if the president wants to give these people relief, these students relief, and it ain't about just Democratic students, it's about, or liberal students or whatever. It's about all students, because it's a program that no matter what you identify as, everybody can take advantage of this program. But if the Republicans are so concerned about the economy and people coming up, this is a very opportunity to have people take some of that money that they're spending on this debt and put that money into the economy. Then they'll have money. Then they have money to more money to buy a house, buy a car, to spend on clothes or entertainment or whatever, you know, or spend, you know, building up their life how they want to live. And that money, that'll be money going back into the economy. So I don't understand it.
My thing is, all right, the student loan forgiveness program, for anybody don't know, right? It was challenged in courts all over America by Republican judges, right? And you got challenges that has been brought by 2 individuals, Maria Brown and Alexandra Taylor, who are not qualified for full debt relief forgiveness, and who say they were denied an opportunity to comment on the Education Secretary decision to provide targeted student loans debt relief to some. Now, this is where it get tricky, right? The Biden administration is doing something where they trying to get the relief to people under $250,000 a year.
Right. Correct.
So the people over 250,000 a year have a problem with that. So my thing is, I get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if you're making more than $250,000 a year, like, you should have paid your fucking joint off. And what are you doing? Like, what's your problem? Just pay it, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
These motherfuckers down this joint just struggling, making less than $100,000 a year, way less than that, and was strapped with a $5,000, $4,000 a month type shit. They hurt.
Right.
You can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, if Biden, me personally, if Biden were president, we wouldn't be having this conversation. It wouldn't be no debt relief program. You know what I'm saying?
This is the problem. And this is the problem I got with him. When we bailed out Wall Street, nobody said nothing. When the auto industry was bailed out, nobody said nothing. It wasn't an issue. When you have people getting all these PPP loans and it was massive fraud in getting the PPP loans from a lot of people, nobody said nothing. When you got Brett Favre going around here taking welfare funds to build a volleyball court, nobody says nothing. But now that the ones at the bottom of the economic ladder in our society that the president wants to give some relief to, so these people can have the opportunity to go out here into the field, into the jobs that they spent a lot of money on education, a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of hard work to get this education. These people will have an opportunity to go out here and find work in that field, which in turn is putting money back into the economy. You're not losing money. Because the money that you are forgiving for these student debt loans, you're getting it back 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 fold. The money that is going back, you're getting back in taxes. When these people go out and get these high paying jobs, because we already know, and the more you make, the more they take. That money is going into the government coffers. When these people got these high-paying jobs and they're going into the fields they study for, they're spending more money on cars, homes, furniture, clothes, entertainment. The money that you're getting back and the taxes that they're spending on these things alone is way more than what you're forgiving. So, what's the problem?
I don't get it. It's like you have somebody trying to relieve this shit. Why fight that? Like, people don't be understanding, man. Like, these votes count. Like, it's going to the Supreme Court now. Where you got the Supreme Court so tainted and fucked up.
Oh, that's
like, come the fuck on. You got one motherfucking party with racist bigots. You got another motherfucker with a racist bigot in the bed with him. It's like the shit is over the top, bro. Damn. This shit done got out of hand. You know, it's like somebody gotta say something, do something. Like, come the fuck on. Not the Supreme Court. You know?
Right. I
mean,
it just seems that you have some people, you know, that have a segment of society is down and they just doing whatever they can do to keep them down. That, you know, you don't want people to come up where you are. What the fuck? It's enough for all of us.
True.
What's the problem? You know? Everybody ain't trying to take what y'all got. You know, when you had the when who was it was running? When Hillary was running the first time, and she was talking about taxing. No, it was Democrats in general. They were talking about taxing more than 1%, paying their share of taxes and taxing the wealthy to pay for some of these things, pay for infrastructure and some of the programs that is needed in this country. But then, the Republicans, they go off on, well, they want to take our money and they want to tax our hard-earned money and they want to redistribute the wealth. Redistribute the wealth. Well, for wealth to be redistributed, damn, I put through a new word all day. Redistributed, it had to be distributed in the first place.
No thing about this shit fucked up, man. But I'm hoping that eventually it go. I don't know. It's going to the Supreme Court. I don't know, man. Student loan debt joint. See, my thing is like with shit like this going on, like y'all don't know Republicans play defense a lot, right? Like let's say a Democrat Republican say, "All right, I'm gonna take care of y'all student loans. I'm gonna get rid of all that." Republicans don't do nothing now, but to say I'm gonna block that so make sure he don't get to do that.
Correct.
And then you as voters be like, he promised he this. They always promise us something, don't do it. You feel me? Like when the motherfucker making the effort to do it, he gotta go through all these court joints and fight. Why fight for this?
What?
Who making them fight then? Do anybody have an answer for that? Like, come on, man.
What have I said on this podcast?
That is important in this America, bro.
It is one thing I said, and I beat this drum over and over again since we started this podcast. We went back in February. I think back in February we started this, and I've been saying one thing, and I'll say it again: poor whites and such vote against their interests so much because you have what they term as trailer park whites, it's like they stereotype poor blacks living in the ghetto. Poor whites are stereotyped as living in a trailer park, right or wrong. But these programs that President Biden, President Obama, President Clinton, and so on and so forth has put forth, they affect y'all too. But y'all listen to that okie doke that the Republican Party throw at y'all like, oh, they're gonna take our guns, they're gonna take our religious freedoms. They're not have to do that. Because a lot of y'all will be so much better off, and the poor whites in Alabama and Mississippi and Georgia and places like that. A lot of y'all will be so much better off if you just think for yourself and look at what's being proposed and vote with your interests. What interests you? What should interest you is better life, more money in your pocket, getting up out of the ghetto, the trailer park, moving into a higher tax bracket, if you will.
But personally, I think everybody in America feel like it's a forgiveness program out there, right? They feel like that's already happening, but it's really not because Republicans are blocking it.
Right?
They really don't understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like it's the funniest shit, bro.
And then when the thing is when you ask them, well, why are you against this? You never have an answer. It's never an answer. It's never you can say, they can never say, I'm against this because this, that, and the third. Okay, we can't afford, they'll run around talking about we can't afford to do loan forgiveness. Okay, but you can afford to bail out Wall Street, but you can afford to bail out the auto industry. It don't make sense.
At all.
It don't make sense when Wall Street is the was the cause of the financial crisis in the first place, and then you bailed them out. And who was it? Republicans that bailed them out.
Mm-hmm.
Then you bailed them out. Nobody says shit. But when you want to give lower income people, poor people, the middle class, you want to give them some kind of relief so they can get to where, they work to be, they strive to be, it's a problem. I don't understand it. When you should be like, damn, it's enough money out here. You want all the damn money. You can't spend all the money and you can't take all the money with you. I have yet to see a Brinks truck following a hearse.
True. But yeah, I don't know. Just to cap that out, I'm hoping the student debt loan joint just go away. You know what I'm saying? Republicans lose their last stance, but Supreme Court is tough, man, because you got a lot of motherfucker racist sympathizers in that joint for real. So
you got
tough.
Some bigot lovers. You got some bigots. You got some people that hate the color.
They go back to my point.
Some people that hate the color of their own skin.
It go back to my point of it's real important who is your president. You know what I'm saying? Who is running the government, bro?
Correct.
It's like it's real stupid to have people in this joint that want to do things that's against your interest. It trips me.
And even more, just as important as who is president. Y'all need I'm gonna quit saying y'all because that's like I'm talking down to. We need to be aware of who is our mayors, who is our aldermen, who is our governors, who's running the school board, who's the district attorney, who's the state's attorney. All of these people are elected officials. And we have the power with our vote to basically hire and fire all their ass.
I just wish this motherfucker would hold people accountable, man. Start naming these names that hold stuff up like this, bro. Like, come the fuck on. Like who can fight student debt relief? Like, what are you doing? Why block this?
But it's just like it's what we're saying is what the LGBTQ plus whatever community does. Like the Respect of Marriage Act is just passed, and people on the other side of the aisle are mad or whatever. But y'all gotta understand how these people are getting things done. When the homosexual community got together and they fought for a cause, they became a voting bloc. That means there's so many homosexuals out there that go to the polls and vote that they can swing an election one way or the other. That those votes, that if they organize and they get their people out, they can swing an election. They can cause somebody to lose if they don't vote, and they can cause either side to win or lose if they don't vote, if they do vote. So we as a people, as a black people, as a middle class people, as a poor people, if we do take that example, which we should have had and did coming out of the civil rights movement and out of these latest uprising, we are, as black people, we are a powerful voting bloc, more powerful than any other voting bloc out here. You can go with evangelicals, you can go anybody. We got people out here, but our people don't go to the polls and exercise that right. They think they have been talked to and made it think that their vote don't count. Wrong. Because if your vote didn't count, and if your vote didn't mean nothing, Republicans would not fight so hard to keep you from voting. Think about that.
That being elected, because Republicans say they ain't stopping nobody from voting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they passed all these rules. They gerrymandering, redistricting, all this shit, and nobody don't. Yeah.
That brings me to Sinema. She's a senator in Arizona, right? She switched parties. She went independent.
Yep.
Anybody know Arizona senator? She just got reelected, and she's saying now she's gonna run as an independent. She's switching from Democrat to independent. What you think about that, Jay? I mean, what do you think about Tone? About just
I think what she did
switching parties in general.
I think what she did was she couldn't have won the election as a Republican. She couldn't. She most likely couldn't run her seat as an independent. So what she did was she ran as a Democrat, and she rode the Democrat, and she basically rode the Democrat wave, knowing as she wasn't. You know, it was basically she used the Democrat Party. And then when she got her seat, she basically gave the Democrats her ass to kiss.
What it do? What it do?
That's my opinion.
Cap, what's going on, player? Anybody know? He's a former captain. You know what I'm saying, dog?
Cap is back.
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Good.
Everything good with you, player?
I can't complain, brothers. I can't complain. All is good. Thanks for having me back. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been paying attention to what we've just talked about. Sinema is a senator in Arizona. I don't know if you even heard about this.
I did hear about this. Yeah, I did hear about it.
Okay, she switched from Democrat to independent. But first, I wanted to get your thoughts on people switching from parties after elections and stuff like that.
Well, it's interesting because I think in general, I don't know why they do it. I mean, and I was trying to figure out why she did it in particular. What was going on in her head? You know, I'm not seeing any reason that she did it. Maybe it's. I wonder too. Is it the politics? Right? Is it you're always expected to vote a certain way, and therefore you can't ever make up your own decision on anything, right? Because if you're Democrat, you always got to vote with Democrats. Republicans got to vote that way. So I wonder if that's really kind of the reason that she did it, is because she was really kind of just tired of maybe what's going on in the Democratic line of thinking, and she's like, "Listen, I don't believe in all this." You know, I it's curious to me because she didn't go to the Republican side, which would be completely different. She said, "I'm going to be independent." So
now I got a few theories about this. Right, the first thing is obviously in her state, she's not really popular because it's Arizona. You know what I'm saying? So we talking border state. You know what I'm saying? Probably got some MAGA Republicans all over the place, MAGA Democrats. You know what I'm saying? It's like
a lot in Arizona.
So she's sitting in the middle as a Democrat, where Democrats are, at the least is distasteful. You know what I'm saying, to Republicans in Arizona, right? So if she running as a Democrat right now, right? To me, I just think she playing politics, which is I don't like, right? She playing politics because she looking to the future. She know she doing so bad. Democrats don't like her, and Republicans already can't stand her, right? So her objective is to try to be independent. But this is a problem she had, right? If you're independent, you have to vote with one of these caucuses, bro.
Correct.
So, either you gonna vote Democratic caucus? That's why I always told Cap, man, like these independents, like Cap say he independent, like I don't think there's a such thing as an independent, right? Because you have to vote with one of these. Like everybody think voting with, say, Democrat is just one way thinking. When it's a broader thought process of multiple people thinking, you know what I'm saying, to get to this conclusion. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like it's just thought of just because they Democrats. You know what I'm saying? These professional people are thinking of these solutions. You know what I'm saying, dog?
But still, even in the Democratic Party, you got, just like in the Republican Party, you got different thinking. You know, you got your moderate liberals, then you got people further to the left, like your AOCs and your Bernie Sanders and such and such and such. Then you also got in some states you have conservative Democrats who are fiscally conservative, who don't really believe in, you know, big government and such and such. So it is a broad range of thinking, but I don't think, like I always say, I don't think the Democrats do a good job of putting the different thought processes out there like the Republicans do. Like,
this I don't know. This is kind of different. Like,
I just think she
cannot win in Arizona as a Democrat. Put it like this. I just don't think she would have run that election. It was like they just passed the gay marriage joint, right? I know that's not flying well in Arizona. You know what I'm saying?
I just think she ran as a Democrat to get her seat because the election was just a little over a month ago. A little over a month ago. So you're gonna tell me?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
within a month's time, you had a change of heart.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And that you switched. This was planned all along. She already had in her mind what she was going to do. I can't run. She couldn't run on the coattails of Trump because she might not. She felt she probably couldn't run as a Trump Republican or whatever. So she just rode, the Democrat coattails till she got in the House, till she got the seat. She got the seat. Okay, y'all kiss my ass now. I'm an independent because she can't jump ship and go to the Republican Party. It's all hell break loose. You should be toast.
But once you become an independent, now you just like in the middle of the seat. You float. Like you don't have anything no more. Like you don't have no Republican donors. You don't have no Democrat donors. You just out here. That's why I say she knew she couldn't win as a Democrat. Democrats don't like her. You understand what I'm saying? So now what you're going to get now is you're going to get a Democrat running now, a real Democrat. And she's going to be an independent, and then it's going to be a Republican. Now she's going to be in a three-way.
Right.
It's going to be harder than, I don't know what the hell she was thinking, Law. Law.
But the problem with that is if you get a Democrat or a Republican on one side, her in the middle, she'll have her base, and how much can she take? She'll cause either one or both of the other two to lose.
Exactly. She put herself in a bad situation
because she's going to take away votes. So she already have her base. The thing is with her now, can she take away votes from both sides, take enough voters from both sides to let her stay in office? That's her issue now.
What do you think, Cap?
I think that it's going to be incumbent upon the Democrats or the Republicans to woo her vote. I mean, look at it that way. Now, instead of an automatic in the pocket vote, now you got to come up with better arguments. I actually think that all individuals who run for office should be independent, right? This idea of being a Republican, it's all about making sure that you have the numbers in order to pass whatever legislation you're trying to get through. And when you just have the numbers, you don't really have to do a lot to convince other individuals, right? You're just voting along party lines. Now those parties, if we want to keep her as a Democrat, to keep her in our party, we have to provide something to her and to her constituents, whoever voted her into office. She's been in office for 4 years. Senators are in there for 6 years. Sure, everybody knows that. So she didn't have to run. So this was a switch that she made kind of in the middle here, and she'll have to run, another 2 years. So this is they had to do some convincing. Same way the Republicans, if they want this independent, okay, then here's why you think you should vote for us, and come with better arguments.
That's where I fall off the table with all the nonsense. Like, how can you be an independent when these parties are so clearly different? You doing an independent does nothing. You're gonna have to vote with one of these two parties, bro. I don't care what you do, what you say. You're gonna have to agree with them one way or another on something.
On something, but she's not beholden. If they present all these different things, look at all the major things we got. We talk about gun control. We talk about border security. As you said, she's in the border state, Arizona. We talk about abortion. We talk about all these different national type of problems, socioeconomic things, right? Welfare reform, criminal justice reform, right? So it's not a lockstep. It's not guaranteed that she's going to vote along those lines. So you got to come. If I'm the head of the Republican Party, I got to come with some really, really good ideas in order to get the majority, right? To get the 51% of the votes. So now she's a swing member. So let's come up with the best arguments, and that's what she puts herself into, and that's what I think a lot of people should be into.
Yeah, I see where Cap is coming from, and I see what you're saying, because now with her being independent, she has the power. She has the power in a close vote that she can basically hold any legislation hostage on either side, because it was a close vote, and her vote can swing the legislation either way. She's in a position now that she can get certain things put into a bill, certain things for her state.
Exactly. Now you're getting to where I was getting. It's politics. She playing politics, right, bro. But let me explain to you though. Okay, it's cool that she want to play politics. She's thinking, okay, I can be a card in this thing. I can be a main card. I can make all the calls for Arizona, and Democrats would cater to me, right? But she set herself up though. For now, when we had an election, it's going to be a pure Democrat in front of her.
What?
Now, what do you disagree with and not agree with Democrats? Nothing.
But see, this is the
so when they put her, it's going to make her look stupid.
But she might disagree. She might disagree.
It's nothing she disagree with. She wouldn't have been a Democrat from the beginning. She wouldn't have made it through the joint we just went through.
No.
A pure Democrat.
No, she might have disagreed for a long time. There's a lot of things that maybe she don't agree with the abortion bills. Maybe she don't agree with transgender issues. Maybe she don't agree with border security. Maybe she just voted that way because that's what she's supposed to do as a Democrat.
But see, now the thing is, with her, it don't matter if she can play both sides. Put it like this: if she can play in legislation, if she can play both sides and get where her state get where her state wants or get where her state needs, then the people that in the case of her getting her seat back, them the only people that matter.
What she trying to be is like Joe Lieberman. Remember him? Joe Lieberman. She trying to be like Bernie Sanders. She trying to be like him, where he was like a person they all ran to at the end because he was the last, you know what I'm saying, holdout for shit.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? My vote counts.
Because you just doing it now, you being a piece of shit. Because now you trying to make things cater to you and your state. Now you being a Republican, really. You worrying about shit like, bruh, you can't be a Democrat. Say you're a Democrat. Run through the race. Donors don't donate to you. When they ask you questions about abortion, everything, the litmus test for Democrats. You agree with all of them. That's why you passed.
Well, see, that's how.
Maybe she didn't agree.
So that means she lied then, right, Law?
Or maybe her values changed. Maybe she was in agreement with Roe v. Wade, and now after some pressure, some talk, some research, she said, "You know what? I'm going to go a different direction."
In the middle of a Democratic race and said, "I do not agree with Roe v. Wade." How far you think she would have went?
That's why she didn't do it.
That's why she didn't do it.
Exactly. So somewhere say she good with that. They had to answer that in Arizona, bro.
No, because probably not because Arizona is a red state.
Ain't no Democrat sitting there in Arizona and not gonna answer that point blank question of what about Roe v. Wade?
Yeah, no, but
what do you mean? You can't hide from that.
Every Democrat really don't agree and ain't for Roe v. Wade. They might not say it.
See, but
they might not say it.
They're not getting voted in unless they're hitting that they gonna vote for it.
Look, you can put it out there. You can not be for something, but if you got good campaign managers and good people in your campaign, you want to talk around that. No. That's what politicians do. You're gonna think, you're gonna make it seem like, okay, you're gonna make it seem like maybe you're gonna leave it so
you can't get away with it, Tony.
But you ain't gonna doubt it.
Because you running through primaries. You campaigning. You can't get away with it, bro.
Yeah, no, but in some states, like Arizona, abortion is not at the top of the list.
True.
Immigration,
but you're a Democrat though.
Even if all right. Just like how do you got a Joe Manchin?
I agree with abortions. It's just the financial thing with him.
Wait, Joe Manchin is a Democrat in one of the reddest states in the union.
True, but he's not gonna vote against gay marriage, gay rights, abortion. He's not gonna vote against none of that.
Right.
It's just cold. It's just problem. Exactly.
But if as long as he's been in the Senate. And he keep getting elected. He keep getting reelected. He keep getting reelected because he's doing something.
Anybody don't know.
He's keeping in with the wishes of his constituency. He's doing what his state.
Manchin is Senator West Virginia.
Because if he wasn't
he catering to what West Virginians want. Right. But as a Democrat, he's voting for everything.
Correct.
All right.
And she out to do the same shit.
That's true because she already signaled that she caucusing with the Democrats.
Right. So she might not be pro-choice. She might not be pro-choice. Mm-hmm. Some things she might not actually might not have put out her true position or just keep that quiet. So that's playing politics. You know what I'm saying?
I think it was a smart move. I think that I don't have a problem with it, man. I think the more, as I mentioned, I think the more people should become independent. It would make your vote count more. It would make the legislatures, the senators, be more thoughtful in the things that they're putting forward. And I think that it would make people convince things, right? You don't have to vote if there's 10 issues, social issues that we can run through, and maybe she agrees with 7 of them, but doesn't agree with all of them. 10 programs that want to be put forward by one particular political party, and she agrees with 7 of them. She's not beholden to vote for the 3 that she doesn't agree with. I listen. That's the way I would rock. I'm not going to vote for something that I don't think is going to do the country any good. I'm not going to do it because I'm a black man. I'm not going to do it because I'm going to look at the facts, data, and statistics. And just because this group that I'm in says to vote one way, don't mean I'm going to vote that way.
But you still have people. You still have people in the party, both parties, that don't vote. That don't vote along the party platform.
Yeah, you got
because you take. Okay, I got a perfect example. You take John McCain, when John McCain was living and John McCain was in the Senate. Okay. John McCain was the master.
That's a good example. I wanted to bring that up.
Because John McCain, no matter what, like Republicans hated and turned on John McCain. Of all the things he did within the Republican Party, Republicans started to turn on John McCain when he voted to pass Obamacare, which was at the time
a little bit before that. Because you got to remember, Trump stopped. It
really got bad. When it really started to go south for him within the party, within certain factions in the party, when he was basically the one that he was the one that put Obamacare basically over the top. So that's when things started to.
That's an example right there. That's a good example. Hold on. As you see it, as it like he a Republican, right? Yeah. He knew what was right for the country, even though he wasn't a Democrat. It was a Democratic thing going on, right?
Correct.
He swallowed that. I think he only did it because he was on his deathbed, but that's just me.
But this was
he wasn't on the deathbed. He was on the deathbed when he did it. What do you mean?
Nah, he wouldn't. Nah.
They brought him in there. They brought him in there on a thing and all that shit, bro. He wanted to do that as his last thing in life. Vote for that.
Nah, this was during the Obama administration.
Yes, because he passed away.
No, he didn't. He passed away during the Trump administration.
He passed away after he voted for this shit.
No, he passed away during the Trump administration.
They brought him in there. He wasn't able to do anything after that.
He wasn't even able to talk. He was in decent shape when he voted for Obamacare.
Exactly. That was his last thing he could do.
Huh?
He wasn't able to do anything after that. What are you talking about?
He was still a senator way into Trump's administration.
Yeah.
And he died during Trump administration. Remember, because the family didn't want Trump at the funeral.
I know that.
So
the last thing he really voted for was the Obamacare. What do you mean?
Nah, that was the thing that really started the Republican Party.
I don't think he voted for anything else. He was sick.
Nah, he wasn't sick then.
What?
He didn't start to get sick till like the Trump administration.
Bruh. The Obama bill passed his second term.
And you know what? You talking about the wrong person. You thinking about the one that got rolled in was Ted Kennedy.
No. I know Ted Kennedy.
I'm talking about
John McCain.
Nah, McCain was cool.
He voted for that. It was the last thing he voted for.
Look, when he voted for Obamacare, that was McCain ran against Obama.
No, that wasn't
Obama won.
Exactly.
When did Obama get passed? In the first term.
No, but it was up to him. He was the last vote. He gave it a thumbs up.
Oh,
it was the last thing he did.
But he didn't die soon after that because he didn't die to the Trump administration.
He was sick. He never came to Congress after that no more.
Oh, that was Ted Kennedy.
Him too.
In Congress.
Bro, he had cancer.
I remember when he got cancer.
He's barely really able to talk. The last thing he did was made sure he wanted to vote for the Obamacare joint, bro.
He was still in the Senate and he was still voting on bills up until the Trump administration. He died. He was still in office and he was still a senator when he died.
Bro, he died in 2018.
Trump administration.
2018 though.
He died when Trump was in office.
So you think he was real healthy the year before that?
Remember.
What are you talking about, bro?
When he voted for Obamacare was like
16. 15, 16.
That was the first. Hold on. Obama went in 2008.
He didn't get it his first term. It took 4 years to do that.
The hell he did?
All this is Googleable. I don't know why. I don't know why we're arguing about this.
First of all, Obamacare was that was like 2010, 2009 or some shit. That's almost the end of his term. What do you mean? You think he came in and passed the bill as soon as he walked in?
Yeah, Obamacare was 2010.
Yeah,
2010.
That's what I said.
2 years into. He didn't die. When did he die? You just said 2016. That's 6 years later.
He died 2018.
Oh, that's 8 years later.
What do you mean?
Obamacare passed March 23rd, 2010. That's when Obamacare became law. March 23rd, 2010.
Exactly.
He died in 2018. That's 8 years.
He was not in Congress all that time. What are you talking about? He was sick.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Okay.
You tripping.
Wait a minute.
The thumbs up joint was his last real thing he did in life. He thumbs up on that bill right there.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
I know what it is.
But what I'm saying is, what she's trying to do is be that John McCain Republican. But that don't exist in Arizona no more. They mad at Republicans.
Maybe she's trying to do that. Maybe she's like, I can't deal with this. I can't do it.
She can't deal with MAGAs. She can't deal with. What is she tripping? What it is, the Democrats is not going to vote for her no more. And the MAGA Republicans definitely ain't voting for her.
Why would they not vote for her? I don't know. I mean, I haven't read where they're mad at her. I haven't read that.
Because she's done switched parties.
Well, they're not going to vote. But well,
so you definitely going to run now.
If she had the Democratic vote, she should have stayed.
So if she had a Democratic vote right now, she switched to independent. She'll still be cool with Democrats if she vote Democratic, right? You feel me?
Well, yeah, well, I mean, that goes for anything.
John C. McCain was an American politician and United States Navy officer who served as a United States Senator from Arizona from 1987 until his death in 2018. I'm telling you, he was still in office when he died. But you saying
he was sick.
And he
barely showed. He never showed up no more.
Come on, you gonna tell me from 2010 to 2018 he didn't do nothing?
He did not show up.
Nah.
He showed up to do the thumbs up.
Nah.
You not tripping. You tripping, bro. John McCain was sick, bro. Do you know that?
I know. I know he was sick. Hold on.
He was sick the last 2 years he was in office.
Okay, then that's 20 what? That's 2016.
He died in 2018.
Okay, if he was sick the last 2 years, Obamacare passed. So you telling me in the 4 years before
when he got diagnosed with cancer, bro. It was in the middle, bro. Obama just got elected.
Obama got elected in 2008. The man died 10 years later. So you telling me that in 10 years he only did one vote?
You had like the vote as soon as Obama walked in there.
Okay, what did
it was 4 years later.
Obamacare passed in 2010. That's only 2 years after he got in. It was during Obama's first term. It passed. It became law March. I just read it. March 23rd, 2010. That's 2 years into Obama's term. First term. Oh, okay. That's when Biden said. Was when Biden said at the press conference, "This is a big fucking deal." So you telling me
what?
For the next 6 years,
he was sick, bro. He was diagnosed with cancer. What the hell is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you? You telling me this man for 6 years he sat in Congress sick and didn't do nothing?
Are you serious, John McCain?
Yes.
First of all, he had shit wrong with his arm. Do you know John McCain?
That was from the month, but he couldn't lift his arm.
Exactly. All that shit was a problem, bro. He's 80 years old. The fuck?
Come on. Hey.
I know you remember John McCain. You Republican, right? No?
I'm independent. I remember. But
you lean Republican.
No, I lean down the middle. I mean, it depends on what the issue is. I don't.
But
I don't
you remember John McCain, though, right?
I do remember John McCain. Yes, I remember.
He was an American hero, but Trump came in and turned him into a disaster and shit. Y'all remember that campaign?
I do remember that campaign. He said he didn't like him. He liked people who were captured, all kind of stuff like that.
Services Committee in 2015.
None of that matters. He never showed up.
Are you listening to me?
Showing up.
He labeled a lot of shit.
He became the chairman of the Armed Services Committee.
He had a lot of
he wasn't showing up.
He was sick. What the fuck?
That don't mean he wasn't showing up and doing shit.
Oh my God. You think John McCain was in the bowel of the Senate every year?
And you know what? And you know what? And you know what?
Listen.
Wait a minute. I got what you're talking about right here.
What?
You were talking about This is what you talking about. He cast the deciding vote against the ACA repealing American Health Care Act of 2017 after being diagnosed. After being diagnosed with brain cancer in 2017. He was diagnosed in 2017. Okay, he gave, when they tried to overturn Obamacare, he was the deciding vote.
Yes, that's what I've been telling you. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro.
No, you talking.
He's talking two different things.
He
died in 2018, bro.
Right, but you
sitting there
thumbs
up joint, right?
Okay, but you still
right or wrong.
What? Okay,
thumbs up.
That's 2017. I'm talking about from.
Why you talking about that? I told you the thumbs up.
You Jedi mind tricking.
I said the thumbs up, bro.
Huh?
And when I said he came in and said the thumbs up, he never did anything for 4 years in the Senate, bro. He never showed up.
Who? He didn't get diagnosed in 2017.
Bro, he
didn't get diagnosed with the brain cancer till right before he did that vote. That was the vote
that he was already sick.
Obamacare.
He was already sick. You see the joint was on his eye and shit. Do you remember this?
The man was working up until he was still in the Senate up until the day he died. Cool. Just like Ted Kennedy.
That's cool.
Just like Ted Kennedy.
Cool. I get that.
You act like the man was an invalid. You say the man an invalid for 10 years.
He was not physically coming to the Senate the last 3 years, bro.
Okay. I understand that part.
That's it.
But what you were trying to say,
that 17 vote, he got up to come get there. He died after
17. We was going back to motherfucker 2010.
I said he died after his vote, right? Right?
Come on,
listen to me. I said he died after he voted for what? It was 2017. They was trying to get rid of Obamacare.
You didn't say nothing about getting rid of.
What you mean? He died after that vote, right?
Wait, the vote I just told you about. I told you. We were talking about two different things.
No, you was talking about two different things.
You were talking about two different things.
I'm gonna tell you, he came out of his deathbed.
You didn't sit there and say the man voted for. The man voted to pass Obamacare. That's what we was talking about. McCain was one of the deciding votes to pass Obamacare.
Yeah.
That was 2010.
And he was the I'm talking about thumbs up, bro. Right?
Huh?
Thumbs up vote was not that one, right?
Now that we figured it out.
No, I already been talking about that.
You didn't know what year it was.
I said he died after he voted, right? 2017 he voted. He died in 2018. You went into, I don't know what you went into. So then you see what I'm saying?
Like I said,
he was a sick individual, bro. That's all I'm trying to tell you. He was not dead in the Senate.
He had brain cancer.
He wasn't functional.
He basically had the same thing Kennedy had.
And we on the same page. Now, what I'm talking about with her is she want to get into that mode of that Republican, but be an independent. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
What she want to be is the new Bernie Sanders.
You can't do that in Arizona, though. That's what I'm trying to say.
As long as you're taking care of your constituency, you can.
Why are you saying you can't do that there?
I'm explaining why you can't do that.
If you taking care of if you take care of your state and your people, I'm
gonna tell you the difference between what'd you say? What's his name? Sanders?
Yeah.
That's Vermont and Arizona. Now Vermont, we all know is liberal. The whole fucking state, not parts of it, all of it.
All of it.
Okay.
Oh, that's not true. That's not true.
The state itself is a liberal state.
Overall,
you can't deny that, right?
Overall, it's a blue state.
You can go anywhere and find a pocket of some racist stick going on, but the overall state.
Listen, people. Let me say something. People get these bad states, towns get these bad reputations because of how they traditionally vote. Connecticut is another place. Johanna Hayes, who I actually went to middle school with her, friends with her husband. She's one of the state representatives for Connecticut. She's in a tight race every single year because of the way the population centers are. I live in Waterbury, heavily Democratic as far as our leanings, but there's other small towns that are heavily. I mean, there's Trump stuff all over the place. So just because we traditionally vote that way doesn't mean that these places are in the pocket. The people in Vermont like to hunt, fish, and all that type of stuff that we would consider redneckish, right? So don't think that those people are always so liberal and all that. That's just not the case. It's not the case here in Connecticut. It's not the case in Vermont.
You're telling me Vermont is not a liberal state?
I'm saying, yeah, in general, yeah.
So my point will be, it would be a difference for him to be in Vermont than her in Arizona, because Arizona, we talking about guns now. We talking about the Second Amendment. We talking about.
I just told you, people in Vermont want the same things. People in Vermont and even in Connecticut. I know hunters in Connecticut. All throughout different parts. There's 151 towns. A lot of these places vote heavily. You have to remember, Democrats own the majority of the high population concentration centers. That's why Chicago. This is why Illinois sometimes goes because of Chicago. Because New York City, Albany, probably Rochester. Those are three of the biggest cities in the state of New York. All those other cities are all red. Look at the voting maps when they actually do that stuff. You can see it for yourself. They're all red, but because there's more people in New York City, more people in Albany, that's why they end up turning. That's why they turn the state blue. But the rest of all those 200 cities that are in New York State, they're all red.
That's the Obama. That's the Obama effect.
I can't,
because that's how Obama
pull up electoral.
He beat McCain because he carried all the high population centers. He carried all the big cities.
That was the problem. That's why he went after Milwaukee. Remember when Trump was talking about Milwaukee and saying that there's something funny going on here? He said the same thing about Detroit. This is what he's saying. He's saying about black population center, the whole state of Michigan, and all that Biden needed to get was Detroit and Flint, Michigan. Those are the big popular, but the rest of those places, that's the place. Michigan is the place where they were gonna take out the governor. That's how crazy they are.
That's how Virginia got flipped.
That's not. See,
that's how Virginia got flipped.
No. I can't. No.
That's how Virginia got flipped.
No. I can't do that. I can't do that.
Virginia got flipped.
Hold up. So what y'all doing now is y'all
you can't do that. All right, look.
But that was a strategy.
If a state, no. Cap is trying to say it's a mixture in these states, and that's not true.
It is.
It's true. It's not.
You take this state right here.
Give me a minute.
Take this state right here for example. You take the state of Maryland. Of all the states, if you go down anything over the Bay Bridge, all of that down from Bay Bridge down to Delaware is red. You come from outside of Baltimore County up into Western Maryland is red. All of that is red. When you get up into Washington County, Hollywood County, and down on the Eastern Shore of President, it is. Hold on. Listen.
I'll show you what I'm talking about.
That is red. But in any state, in any election in Maryland is won, especially at the presidential level, it is run in four counties. It's PG, Montgomery, Charles, Anne Arundel, and Calvin. Five counties, where most of the population in Maryland is, and most of that population is Democrat, trumps the whole rest of the state, which is red.
All right, now.
Can you see my screen? Okay, so here's exactly what I'm talking about. Look, this is the state of New York, right? So you got the blue is Albany, you got New York City down here, you got these other blue places, Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo. Those are all the blue places. Every place else is red.
No. Wait. Y'all done?
Go ahead.
All right, now.
Y'all misleading the public. Don't do it.
Don't do it. But it's true.
Hold on. It's true. Y'all just did y'all thing, right?
It's true.
Go ahead, Rabbit. Go ahead. Tell us what we're wrong.
Let's say it's 100 people, right? And let's say I'm saying this 100 people are blue. You saying 100 people are red, right? Now, out of 100 people, 92 of them will vote Democrat, right? The 6 will hardcore Republicans. You can find those somewhere. That's cool.
But the majority of the state, 92 of them, are Democrats, bro. That makes this state a Democratic state, bro. That little pocket you found is irrelevant.
It makes that way for voting purposes, but you cannot. But the point that we're trying to say is that just because they have won the majority, they win the majority because of the higher population centers in the bigger cities, and that is what.
If this state, I don't care if you say it's just a high population or not, this state is bred on being a Democrat. If the Republicans, that's regardless.
How many? Let's take Virginia for example.
No, hold on. Stay on point.
Yo,
stay on point.
This goes along with the point.
Nah, we're not.
You take Virginia.
You're getting away.
It's not getting away because this is the point. If you take Virginia, the longest time Virginia has been red. Virginia has been red until Obama came along. Virginia was red and reliably red until Obama came along. Go back and check the facts. But what Obama did, and he basically changed the game. He won Fairfax. He won Arlington. He won all the major populations where all the Democrats.
You making my argument?
What?
My point being,
but you arguing something
the 92 out of 100 are Democrats.
You are saying, what you are saying, you're trying to say that if a state is overwhelmingly blue, that is not.
What I'm telling you is, if 100 people live in this state, 92 of them are Democrat. This is a Democrat state. Those 8 people you find scattered all over the place don't run the state. They don't make the calls. Their ideas don't run this state, bro.
That's not even wrong. Are you with me now? It's 24. It's 24 counties. 5 counties. The voters in 5 counties trump all the rest of the state.
You're not listening
because they have more people.
If more people are voting for me, I'm a Democrat. I don't give a fuck if you tell me that's in the city, that's in there. That I don't care. Just the whole state. If more people are voting for me as a Democrat, this state is a fucking Democratic state. You can go find pockets of racists all over the world. You can find pockets of racists in a Democratic state. That's cool.
That's how this state is reliably blue.
But this state needs to be run on Democratic ideas. Unless you got the community living in distress, living under rules of people that don't live in there.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Okay, if that's the case, how did Romney become governor of Massachusetts, which is super blue, and how did Larry Hogan get?
What did that mean?
Hold on, how did Larry Hogan get 2 terms in Maryland, which is overwhelmingly blue?
Did he get Democratic votes?
Huh? The second time he
That's
did.
how he did it.
The second time he did.
It's not making any sense.
The second time he did.
He didn't get there by the Republicans.
Shit, the first time he
That's
did.
not why he was governor. So that don't make any sense.
Come on. You can't
and why he was here? You even said this the other day. That he gonna start voting Democratic stuff. Now he not there. He gonna try to run for president.
But what you say? He could have run for president. He could have switched totally up.
You said the other day that he does Democratic stuff.
He didn't have no choice.
He
didn't have a choice.
I did. That's my point.
He didn't have a choice because he had a Democratic state.
That's cool.
You
making my point. Thank you. This is a Democratic state. Either you want to cater to this shit or get the fuck out. That's what I mean about these little pockets. Doesn't matter, bro.
The pockets do matter,
bro. You still saying
they do matter?
What you just said? Because the governor did what? He voted Democrat, right? Even though he's Republican, right? Why? That kept his ass in office.
No, because
if you did not do it, you would not be there, bro. Simple as that. That's my point. Those little pockets of racists
nothing to do
and MAGAs that's in Maryland don't carry the joint, the state itself, bro.
Because I just told you, 5 states, 5 counties trump the rest. It's 23 counties. No, it's 24 counties in this state. 5 counties. The people in 5 counties trump the other 19.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Most people saying is
wherever it's more people at, that's where it matters, bro.
No, the point was
what you saying is those little pockets y'all talking about that's on the outskirts of all that is irrelevant. It's a Democratic state.
Whoa,
Just like if I go to a Republican
what
state,
we are saying,
I can find a Democrat, bro.
hold.
I can find some LGBTQ
We
all over the place somewhere.
saying,
But the point will be,
even though these states are overwhelmingly or always vote, I'm gonna say not overwhelmingly, reliably blue. Even though this state in Connecticut, in the whole New England area, which is Vermont, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, that New England area is overwhelmingly, is reliably Democrat. If you go into the state, you will find a lot. You will find
irrelevant.
A lot of. It
Irrelevant.
doesn't matter. Look, they can't do shit because I've been told you that. They can't
so
do
you're
shit
making my
because
point. I don't understand what
the
you're talking
point
about.
is, no, your point is you saying they're irrelevant. They might be irrelevant
Right.
to a certain point, but you are saying even though they're irrelevant, as you say, they are still there.
No,
And
it's still a Democratic state.
Yeah, no, but how?
Right, so what are we talking about?
Well, okay, how is Virginia was once reliably red? They
None of that
aren't
matters.
anymore.
None of that matters, bro.
They aren't anymore. How? Because the Democratic voters overtook the Republican voters. Georgia was reliably red, was still reliably red. But you had pockets, but the races are now closer because the Democratic
You
voters
making my point.
are over.
Why is you making my point? I'll never know.
No, because the point is that even though you have these pockets in there, you do not know, and none of us know. No, none of us know if or how fast these pockets are growing.
Georgia was not a red state for real. Wanna know why?
When?
Because
Since when?
you're not listening. Because the population was not voting.
Since when?
Once they started voting, it turned blue. It's real simple.
What
do you mean?
What president after Carter? What president they voted for?
You missing the point. I get it.
They voted for
But
Carter
again,
because he's from Georgia.
it turned blue because the people
Georgia's
vote.
not blue.
Can I talk? It turned blue because people started voting.
Georgia's not blue.
It doesn't matter. It's not pure red either. So what's
It's
your point?
It's not even purple. If it's purple, it's light purple.
You get my point though, bro. People started voting. Where the most people vote at, that's what the state is. Democratic gonna vote.
You act like
You saying it's the population and all this bullshit. It's a city. Who cares? It's the most people in the state.
But what we're saying,
So that makes it democratic, my brother.
what I'm trying to tell you,
You're not
is this.
saying anything. You're making my point.
How does a state turn? A state turns
That's irrelevant.
because you get new voters, you get new people into the state, and minds change and new ideas are put out there.
That's irrelevant.
And states, it's not irrelevant.
It's irrelevant,
because
bro.
states going to change. Some states,
It's
as you
not
get a population, when you get people moving into a state, red states can turn blue and blue states can turn red. It's just how it goes. Because when you got younger voters coming up, and younger voters are not always going to be Democratic voters. You got a lot of young Republican voters out there. And if you get more and more and more, and them ideas come to fruition, and people start to go along with them ideas, why do you think you got close races? You got to think. Trump got what he got? 100 and some million votes, and Biden didn't get much more than Trump got. He just got more than Trump, and he won, but he didn't get that much more voters than Trump got. So the country is split down the middle. So it's an opportunity for either side to make a surge.
Cat, you got something to say about that?
I just think that concerning your analogy of 100 voters, and you said if 92 of them vote that way, then that turns. I just think that analogy is flawed because just listen. It's flawed because it's really 51%. It's really, and that's how Connecticut goes. That's how people think it's reliably blue. Tony was just saying it's not. It's been traditionally that way, yes, but it's such a delicate balance. And I noticed because I'm friends with these people, and they're telling me it's a struggle to get to where we need to be. So they always constantly have to make the phone calls, go out and vote, letters, flyers, things in your yard. Because if you don't do that and they don't vote, then they can flip the other way. And that's why they have to push. So it's not like there's 92% of the Connecticut or New York or New Jersey or any of these blue states are always that way. It's always 51%. 50.5%. So it's such a slow thing. And so that's why it becomes important that people vote, to Tony's point, with voter suppression. And that's why people have to vote. That's why voter suppression is a problem, because they know that if they don't do things to stop people from voting, then they'll go the other way. So it's always a razor's edge. That's just what I want to say. Yes, they get it. They end up winning in the end, but it's not an easy race. And in any of these precincts, especially as we talked about in Georgia, look, I had to do a runoff election to get Warnock in there. So it's not easy. It's not easy. And so the more people that vote, then sometimes the bluer it gets.
Okay. You done? It is easy though, if we was to vote as black people, as a black culture, as a poor culture. If we was to vote for real, it wouldn't be a Republican anything no more. We outvote, like y'all just agreed, the populations are the cities, right? And they're more democratic, like y'all just said.
Yeah, I agree
Now,
with that.
if they was to actually go and vote, literally, each one of us know black people that didn't go vote or don't think about voting or don't even care. We know it. All three of us know those people. Yeah. If you add all those in, how can you tell me that the Democrats won't run the thing? Just add those people. That's what I mean. If you was to get the population itself to vote, really vote, it wouldn't be a Republican anything no more, bro.
I mean,
that's reality.
Yeah, but the thing is, you still got to get them to vote.
That means the country itself is democratic, bro. That's reality.
The country is split.
It's not.
I think the country is split.
The country is split for the people that's registered to vote, bro. But if everybody was to vote in the black culture, in the poor communities, in these cities, was to actually really vote, it was no way in the hell a Republican would be in any office. You know that, and I know that.
No, you really can't say that.
What you mean?
You really can't say that because
I think it depends on the issue.
Because you got the same issue with other minorities and other minorities in other
they would be in our joint.
That's not true. Listen. A lot of Hispanics, particularly in Texas and in Florida, are very, very conservative, and so they tend to vote Republicans. I remember that's how Ron DeSantis got in there. That's why it's a slippery slope. That's why Republicans do well when it comes to social issues.
Stay with me on this, Cap. Stay with me on some Cap, right? All right. Let's go down the line here. The environment. Which party?
The environment, probably I would say the Democrats.
Right. Gun violence.
Okay, what do you mean by gun violence? I think
in the poor areas, kids shooting each other. Gun violence. I think guns in the streets.
Gun control. Put it like that.
Yeah, gun violence and gun control are two different things, man.
What?
Gun violence. If you talk about gun violence, let me
clarify.
Issue.
Let me clarify. The guns in the street, illegal guns, and the guns that's not locked the fuck up, that's killing kids in the black neighborhood.
That's a Democrat
out the street.
That's a Democrat issue.
Which one? Thank you.
But that's different from gun
prison reform.
Would you say?
I just want you to stay on with me, bro. Prison reform, Democrat, Republican.
Democrat.
Thank you. So far, it's cancer. What about cancer?
Cancer.
Curing cancer right now.
Is that an issue?
I'm listening.
Put that on healthcare.
No. It's only one person even talking about it, and that's a Democrat, and that's the president.
But you
Talking about
if you're going
go
to
all out for cancer.
I don't listen to him. Man. I mean, come on,
You don't listen to him, but stay with me.
That's not a major. That's not a major
I get it. You might not believe him, but the party is going to do cancer. That's something Republicans are not thinking about, bro. All right. So far,
Democrats ain't thinking about it either.
So far, everything Americans care about.
No, but that's not everything.
See, you're not staying with me, bro. Give me one thing I missed there.
Gun violence and gun.
Give me one thing. I said gun violence. Give me one thing I missed. That you said it's not everything.
Abortion.
Okay, abortion. That's a Democrat thing.
What else?
No, abortion is a Republican thing.
Huh?
I'm talking about anti-abortion. Anti-abortion is a Republican.
That's the wrong side, though. They just lost every seat for that.
Is it not?
That's a Democrat thing, though. And nobody in America, majority of Americans did not want.
It depends on what side.
Majority of Americans in America did not want Roe v. Wade be overturned. That's just a fact.
No, I don't think that's true. I don't think.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I don't
it's
think
more
that's
than
true.
60%.
No, I don't think that's true. I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people are happy that Roe v. Wade.
Happy?
Yeah. A lot. There's a lot of.
You telling me majority of Americans?
Yes.
Why would they be protesting? What were we doing there?
Majority is 51%. You think about all the Christians in this country. Think about all the Catholics. Think about all the Mormons. Think about all the Muslims.
I'm gonna give you that fuzzy joint. Out of 10 joints that Americans care about, Democrats care about all of them, right?
So you mean to tell me the majority of Americans are all the issues the Americans care about?
Those are all the issues. What about defense? Defense, terrorism.
About defense. You can't find a black American walking to school or work and give a fuck about defense. So now, back on topic.
That's the way that they vote.
The topics I just named to you are all the things people care about, bro, in America.
It's not what they care about.
When you watch 7% Democrat. Can you agree?
No, when you watch presidential debates. Listen, when you watch presidential debates, these are the questions they ask them. How's defense? What are world affairs? What's going on in Iraq? What about oil prices? All this. These are all different types of things that people have to consider.
I want you to stay with me though. We just listed 9 joints.
Okay, we'll just what you said. Okay,
a Democrat.
Forget about all the other stuff.
The Second Amendment. Then
what is that? We want to get that to Republicans or something?
What do you want to give to Republicans? That's not an issue, though. Right?
The Second Amendment is definitely
right. You said environment, you said guns, and you said what's that?
Hold on. This is the issue. This is the issue.
Let me make this clear.
Because
give me something that the American people will oppose 60% more, everything I just named, and tell me that's not Democratic. None of that is Republican.
Yeah, no, but your kitchen table topics, my kitchen table topics, and a Republican different kitchen table topics are different.
No, I just named a lot of things that all Americans care about.
Yeah, no,
60-70% of that lean Democrat.
You're saying
when you get to
stay with me.
But you got an issue. That
give it to me then. What is that issue you talking about?
It's gonna come down to money and taxes.
What? That's not even the issue. What do you mean? Don't nobody care about no taxes? What do you mean? So you mean tell me you walk out here right now and find somebody who care about that? What do you mean?
A person.
Bro, stay with me, Cap.
Got a person who every Friday don't get a paycheck.
Cap and Tony.
I'm
stay with me.
And look at that.
Stay with me. Stay with me, Cap and Tony.
And wonder where their money going.
Y'all just agree with me, right? That the most important issues that are Democratic issues, bro. So why y'all backtracking now? I'm lost.
No, I'm not backtracking because you got a segment.
Environment.
You got half
the environment.
You got half.
Stay with me.
But you got half of the country. You got half of the country that don't give a damn about this.
Even Cap agree with me. The environment is who?
It's Democrat.
Okay, we can't breathe if it's the Republicans.
You
stay with me, bro.
But how? Okay, if this is the case,
If you vote Americans, would they care about the air or not, bro?
Listen.
Do they care about the environment or not? 67%, right? That's not Democrat. That's a Democratic issue.
It's a Democrat issue.
Thank you. And 70% of Americans care about that. Now,
Yes.
healthcare. Stay with me.
Okay, well,
Stay with me.
If they care so much, how you keep getting a Trump in the office? How you
Stay
get
with
Bush
me.
for
Don't
two
worry about
terms?
that right now.
How you got Reagan for 2 terms?
Don't worry about
How
that.
you got Bush Senior in there?
Don't worry about. Stay
You're
with me.
still
Stay with me.
still.
Stay with me. We just agreed the environment is 70% Americans want something to take care of the environment, right? But that's a Democratic issue. Y'all with me, right?
Listen, I got it right here, man. I got the stuff, man. You got to be able to pull this up, man. You got to be able to pull this up. Here we go. Here's what Americans care about. This is from Pew Research, right? The economy, 92%. To the red is going to be the. You guys can see this, right? I'm assuming.
No, go ahead. Go ahead and say it.
You can't see this when I'm pulling up here.
No.
Go ahead. You said the Q.
Say it again.
Hold on. Why? I'm trying to present. Can I present? Oh wait, hold on. Entire screen. You can't see this?
No.
How about now? Put it in. Can you put it up there?
No.
It's at the bottom here. Click on the one to the next to me. All right, right there. Okay, you should be able to see it now, right? Pew Research, right? The economy remains a top issue for voters in the midterms. Economy was to the Republicans. Future of the democracy, 80%. That's for the Democrats. Education, 66%. See how close these are? That's for the Democrats. Healthcare, 79% for the Democrats. Energy, it's tied. Violent crime, 74. That's a Republican issue. Policies about how elections and voting work, 64% Democratic issue. Gun policy, 62% Democratic issues. Abortion, I said it was Republican. It's mostly a Democratic thing. Supreme Court appointment, 69% for the Democrats. Immigration, 76% for Republicans. Foreign policy, 62% for the Republicans. Size and scope of federal government, 60% for Republicans. Climate change, 68% for Democrats.
Let me hold you up. Let me freeze you for a minute.
All right.
Size and scope of the government. Nobody care about that, bro. All right. Now, what else you just say?
Let's see.
You said Republican. Name those first.
Republicans go for, let me see, economy. They go for violent crime. They go for immigration, foreign policy, size of the government, and investigations and other stupid stuff like that. Yeah.
Exactly. Everything you just named is not the top things in America and what they care a fuck about, bro. Can we agree?
Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I agree with what you're saying.
Agree now?
Yeah.
Right.
But here's what I'm saying though, is that these are a lot of these issues are very close. And so that's why, as we started off with this woman here from Arizona, Sinema or whatever her name is, this is why it becomes close, that they have to pull these things in different directions. And that's not, and so the abortion thing, getting abortions passed, or taking away Roe v. Wade is all of these are definitely important topics, and nobody is a one single voter issue. So if you really feel really strongly about
what I'm talking about, obviously, right?
I'm not skipping over. I'm acknowledging it.
Cap just put it up to joy himself, right? And everything he named was Democratic, right? Everything he named was Republican. Nobody care about, bro. You can't tell me the size and scope of the government anybody care about.
You keep saying nobody cares about it, but
environment, bro.
But
stay with that. Hold on. The environment, the air you breathe. Let's get the number one. Hold on, stop. I just
make one point.
I just listened to Cap.
Let me make one point here.
Let you finish. I just went over. I just let Cap go. Then let me go. You're good.
All right, because I just want to make one point here. Now the point is this: when you get into the people who say the size and the scope,
I like that. Pull that up too. Go ahead.
When you get into people that say
Put that back.
They are concerned about the size and the scope of the government. You are getting in. You are getting into people. That's when you know it's not. That is the people who want to overturn social programs.
I get that, but stay with me.
So you can't.
We need to stay with the stuff that in America, bro.
How? When you got people that want to overturn and privatize Social Security, get rid of Medicare, get rid of welfare, get rid of all of this stuff, the social programs. Yes, the size and scope, and that falls under the size and scope of government.
Okay,
so that done. That you can't say that's not.
All right, so you done?
That's relevant.
So we motherfucker poll the American people. The size and scope of the government is gonna come up in the top 5? No. So we stay with the top 5. When we stay with the environment, that's a democratic value, bro. You can't deny it.
When you talk about healthcare,
Democrats.
Whoa.
These are the only things that matter to people.
You got to listen. When you talk about the size and the scope of government, you are talking about healthcare. You are talking about Social Security. You are talking about programs like that. Whoa. When you're talking about cutting that shit, those are government-run programs. And that falls under size and scope of government.
And nobody give a fuck about that.
Because it hasn't been explained to people in that way.
Don't nobody care about that, bro.
Because it hasn't been explained in that way. When people will understand what that means, we sit here every week and say we're going to decipher the dog whistle. That is a dog whistle. When they talk about the size and the scope of government, they want to get rid of certain programs like Medicare, affirmative action, all of that shit.
I get you.
Even abortion falls under that.
Bruh. Are you done?
That's all I'm saying.
You're not making any sense, man.
Go ahead.
Do you understand what's going on here?
Do you understand what's going on here?
Oh my God.
As you can see, the economy remains the top issue for voters in the midterm. 92% of the Republicans and everybody else says that this is a big issue. These are all issues that everybody cares about, and the chart is just saying the percentage of what they were polled at. So they all of these are issues, and all of these, when you put them together, is how people tend to vote. So they're going to say, "Man, the economy is really messed up right now. Inflation's through the roof.
Again,
that's how I'm going to vote."
I want you to stay with me. I like this. I like this right here. This is what I like. The black debate. Hey, look, Cap, if we say economy, that's not polling. You can't tell me that poll higher than environment, bro.
It says, are you looking at the screen?
No, stop. We're talking about Americans in general. When they poll Americans about the environment, that's 67% care about that.
No.
Stay with me.
No.
If you poll Americans about the size and scope of the fucking government, you get nothing. What do you mean? Stay with me. And then that topic is a Democratic topic.
No, you're not. I'm showing you the chart. It says all RVs mean for the percentage of all registered voters. 79% of them, this is a topic for all of them, and 92% of that 79 say that this is the big thing. That's the top thing, is the economy. You go down to what you just said, the environment, which is climate change. This is only a 38% issue. This is not a big deal to them.
Wait. Cap, you mixing the thing up. I see what you're doing. You showing the voters who voted in the midterm and what they actually turned. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you poll Americans on a daily basis. Healthcare and environment is the main things. Not when it's time to vote. Of course, you can pull out extra votes and all that. That's not what I'm talking about. The overall Americans, you vote, you poll them, 60% care about environment. 60% care about guns out the fucking street.
Okay.
Now y'all with me? And those topics are Democratic topics. Now you with me? So my point would be, Why would you vote for a Republican that are against everything that America wants right now?
Because
But you two are telling me that the other side is more than the side is 67%. That don't make any sense.
A lot of people don't vote along them topics. A lot of people
No, stay with me. It's 60 to 70% environment, bro.
But a lot of people vote, and many people vote their wallet.
Stay with me, man. Y'all two, you gotta stay with me, Tony.
Because when you
Forget the vote.
When you poll that,
Forget vote.
but you got to understand when the
Get voting out your mind, Tony, for a minute.
When the people call you with a poll, they call you with they call you with specific
Get
specific
voting out your mind. Get voting out your mind.
specific.
We're not about to vote. It's when they poll Americans on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Not when about to go in the booth. It's when they poll Americans.
But
Stop.
still, you gotta understand this
Hold
part.
on.
They only gonna ask. They don't ask you all of that in every.
Okay, we're not
Some
talking
people
about.
poll you on specific
Tony,
questions
stay with me,
to
bro.
specific issues.
Stay with me. And they ask Americans about climate change itself.
Right.
Stay with me. 60-70% want something done.
Correct.
Right? And you both agree with me, that's a Democratic issue. Are you with me? Stay with me. Right?
Right. We're the same right for the last hour.
So now, guns out the street. Both of y'all told me that's a Democratic issue, right?
But that's nuance.
Again, don't give me stuff in between. Most
Go ahead.
important, if we poll Americans, 67% want something done on this issue. Right or wrong?
Correct.
Not no scope of government.
Correct.
So what are y'all talking about?
Correct.
These are Democratic issues. So what are we talking about?
But
Democrat.
Hold on. What are you talking about, Cap?
That's not the most important thing to all.
It is when it's 70% of Americans. What do you mean? Stay with me. Go ahead, Cap.
It's not 70%. You're conflating that. It's not 70%.
Get off the phone. Just poll Americans. Do you want some?
You are not, and when you do a poll, you are not asking every single American. What are you doing? You are taking a sample size.
No, stop.
You got so many people out here that even
stop. The voting
it
show you
it could be higher or lower.
Stop.
In all actuality,
on MSNBC, Fox, the shit they show y'all daily, where they poll Americans. Stay with me. And it's not even time to vote when they poll Americans, bro. When they poll Americans, 60% want something done with the guns out the fucking street. Stop correct. Can you let me finish? They want kids to stop getting killed in the fucking school off these guns. Correct. Stay with me. That's 70%. Now you two agree with me. That's a Democratic issue.
Peter said, hell yes, it's a Democratic issue. Hell yes, it's a Democratic issue.
70%
no problem.
What's your fucking argument?
The argument is,
thank you, Kat.
Two sides to every. Two sides to every.
No, it's not. 70% of money. You just agree with me. Ain't no fucking other side. 29%. Cap, go ahead, Cap. Cap said it's not 70%. Americans want guns off the street. It's not 70% of Americans believe abortion should be up to the fucking girl. 70% of Americans don't believe climate need to be fixed. Where y'all at? I'm listening, Cap. And they're more Democratic issues, bruh. Y'all both agree.
We're not saying it's not Democratic.
So what are you talking about then? What are you talking about then? The 10%? The 8 people out of 100? I'm listening.
Those numbers do not trump what is most important to individuals within America. Okay, they want guns off the street, but that don't mean anything in comparison to the economy. That doesn't mean anything. You can see it for yourself. It goes down the list about what's important to them. And so, yes, guns are important to them. Okay, climate change is important to them. We ought to save the whales. We ought to do this. But what does that mean in comparison to me being able to afford my groceries? It doesn't.
If you can't breathe, none of that matters, Cap. If you cannot breathe, you come out here, you got to put a face mask on. None of that matters no more. If you can't breathe, everybody got asthma.
Because it does matter because they don't believe that. Listen, they don't.
Are you with me, though, Cap? You with me, though, right?
I'm telling you that the economy is trumping all of those things, and people are going to vote with their wallets. That's what I'm saying. So the Democrats may want to push these as really, really important issues, but nobody's hearing that. But nobody wants to hear that.
You just agreed.
In comparison to what they're going to vote, I'm not saying it's not an issue. Let's put it like this: is it an issue? Is violence against animals a big deal? You think that's a big deal?
Anybody voting on that? No.
Is it a big deal? If we poll, this is what your argument is. If we polled 100 million Americans, right, registered voters, would they say that violence against animals is okay? Would they say that?
True.
Okay. Then we would probably say 65%.
True.
They would say that.
True.
But your argument, but what does that mean in comparison to the economy?
So economy has nothing to do with it. So if Democrats were voting for that issue right there, they would be in line with Americans.
You got to be able to separate. You got to be able to separate. You got to be.
Americans want America to be.
But we just told you Americans want violence against animals.
That's not true. Listen to me. If Democrats care about animals, right, and they wanted the violence against animals to be solved, and 90%, 70% of Americans wanted that done, that makes that a Democratic issue, right?
No, it makes it an issue. It makes it an issue.
But if Republicans vote against it all the time and don't believe it exists, that makes it a Democratic issue. They're the only ones trying to fix it.
Right, but the idea is where are people going to vote? Because they're not going to vote against their economic interests. That is number one.
Put the economics in something that has nothing to do with it.
Because that steers people's votes. That's why I'm saying that.
If a person is voting on whether or not they can breathe or not, you think they care about the economy? What?
It's right there in the document. You can see it for yourself. This is the number one thing. They don't care. The number one things that Americans care about is their ability to be safe. That's why they don't care about how much money we put into the military. They just passed the $770 billion defense budget. They care about the economy. Those are the things that they went through the list. It's right. I showed it to you. This is what they care about the most. So yes, abortion is important. Yes, the being able to breathe is important. Yes, oil independence is important. But none of that matters when I go to the store and my gallon of milk that used to cost $3 is now costing $6. That's what they care about, and that's what guides their votes. So that's what guides their vote.
If I go by y'all logic, the president is Democrat, the Senate is Democrat, and the motherfucking Congress is had slight big. So that means the country itself is Democratic. It goes with my argument, bro. Even if I use your argument, it goes with what I'm saying. The country itself is Democratic. Okay. Everything they care about is Democratic shit, bro. Y'all just made my argument. Thank you.
Nah, you just made your own argument. I don't know what to say.
You made my point, though. Cap really made my point just now. That makes my point.
I'm glad I can help you out.
Thank you. I appreciate that, yo. Once you realize that Americans are Democratic, most of their issues are Democratic, and all the madness that's.
Why do you keep going on with this? We're not going to agree with you. Why do you keep going on with this? We're not going to agree with you. That's not the case. If that was the case, they wouldn't storm the Capitol on January 6th. If that was the case, they would not have tried to kidnap the Michigan governor. If that was the case, they wouldn't be.
Again, it's going to be somewhere. But if 92 people are Democrats in this 100 people, it's
you keep saying 92. It's not 92. It's 51. That's what I try to get you to understand.
That's
it's
not true.
It is true.
You disagree with me that the population is in the cities.
I'm going to say this.
The most people are in the cities. And their will to vote are Democratic. So that makes America Democratic to me, bro. What do you mean?
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
That's simple. The president Democratic, the Senate Democratic, and the motherfucking Congress supposed to be Democratic, for real. Even the Congress reflect what I'm saying. It don't reflect what you two talking about.
Gotcha.
At all. Go ahead, Joe.
I'm done. Next subject.
Good. I don't know if y'all heard motherfucking R. Kelly. I mean, not R. Kelly. RG3 when he was on air the other day, yo. He called some people jigaboos.
No, he didn't. He said it was a bugaboo.
What you mean? I got the joint right here. He said them jigaboos didn't even.
He said
expect
bugaboo.
that.
Go ahead, play.
Bugaboos wouldn't mean nothing to us, bro. You know what jigaboos is?
I know what jigaboo is.
That's a reflection of the
That's what he
pyramid.
Go ahead.
You know what jigaboos is,
I
right?
know what jigaboo is.
And what you say it was? Bigaboos is not nothing.
He claimed he said that he was talking about the whoever.
No. I'm talking about what he said. He said jigaboos.
All right, go ahead.
Do you know what jigaboos is?
I know exactly what jigaboo is.
Cap, you know what jigaboos is?
I do. I've heard the term. Yeah.
Oh, you heard the video?
I haven't seen the video. I haven't seen it, but I heard the term.
Yeah. So he was really saying that one of those quarterbacks proved everybody wrong, and everybody he called that was wrong was jigaboos. And I don't know if he knew the word like that. I really don't think when he said it.
I thought you were going to play the video. Are you not going to play it? Oh, okay.
I don't think he knew it like that, to be honest with you. But at his age, I don't know why he even saying the word jigaboos. This nigga ain't 30 yet, is he?
The nigga say he was saying bugaboo. Like he meant to say.
Bugaboo? What the fuck is a bugaboo, bro?
Yeah.
Don't make up shit.
Pull it back up.
A bugaboo is that's like a good term.
Bugaboo is nothing.
It's like a term of endearment for some people. It was in a song. It was in the song.
Why would he put bugaboo in something? That wouldn't even fit into what he was talking about.
It's like something that.
That's not even a racial term. That wouldn't. Nobody care about if he would have said that. To be honest with you. But nah, he was talking about one of the quarterbacks. And he said them jigaboos was some shit.
Couldn't get it done. He couldn't operate from the pocket. He's not the quarterback of the future. I think he proved all those jigaboos wrong. And when you talk about other teams, the Chiefs, couldn't operate from the pocket. He's not the quarterback of the future. I think he proved all those jigaboos wrong. And when you couldn't operate from the pocket, he's not.
I didn't hear that part.
I think he proved all those jigaboos wrong. And when you
man, did he say jigaboos or not?
He said jigaboos.
He said jigaboos.
He said jigaboo.
Thank you. So, if we get back to the word jigaboo, Cap, is that something he should have said on air?
No, he shouldn't have said that.
Something he should have said in private.
We have to listen. We have to conquer this word and this image that we have of ourselves. I did shows on it about the N-word and this idea of how we look at each other, look at ourselves. We in the 1970s we used to call each other king and brother and all this, and now this is a problem, man. This is a problem. And I was just thinking about this today. How come we don't see more former players turned sportscasters? And this is the answer to that, because they're untrained, uncouth, and they just say things off the cuff, and they're thinking off the top of their head. And the next thing you know, they're saying something stupid like this. They got to. It's really sad.
That's true. That's true.
And we really should. We got to change the way we address each other. Imagine if. Steve Young and what's the other one? The lady's name, I forget her name. But imagine if he would have said that. Come on, we have to stop saying it. We have to stop saying it in our music and in our music and in our comedy routines. We got to stop saying. We got to stop supporting. We're going all off about let's boycott these people because they're persecuting Kyrie Irving. We got to boycott our own people when they say and do stupid stuff.
Yeah, you say. Definitely needed to clarify this. This is not what I meant to say. Was trying to say those bugaboos in reference to haters and doubters. But bugaboos ain't haters and doubters.
Man, like I said, bugaboos is not what he wanted to say, bro. He said what he wanted to say.
Historical context.
I'm just confused on how he even used that word. Why does Johnny is even in his vocabulary, bro? I'm older than him, and I don't even use that joint. Like that joint, jigaboos? You think they're gonna fire him for that shit?
No. They love him.
I don't think they're gonna fire him. He probably just got a lot of flack and just
that's black on black crime.
Because he's black.
It ain't like when
that's true.
It ain't like when Howard Cosell called Albert Garrett a monkey.
No. But jigaboos on live air. You see how everybody just sat beside him with stuff. Everybody was sitting just looking like, oh shit.
Albert Cosell called Albert Garrett a monkey live on motherfucking Monday Night Football.
So the dictionary Merriam-Webster says that a bugaboo is an imaginary object of fear.
A bugaboo.
Imaginary object of fear. So it's yeah. If it's an imaginary object of fear, then it's probably something they call black folk. Probably, another derivative of jigaboo, bugaboo, jigaboo, imaginary object of fear. They're all scared of us, and we internalize that, and we call each other that.
Jigaboo. I ain't never heard that. I heard jigaboo.
Yeah, bugaboo. I heard
bugaboo. What the fuck?
It's like I'm trying to explain it.
I ain't never heard of that. But that wasn't what he was saying, trying to say any fucking way. He's saying what he wanted to say. Yeah, but I'm just odd. It's odd to me that he even used that word in his vocabulary. Like, what the fuck?
Well, let me ask you this: Why do we use the N word?
No, that's my word now. Don't do that.
Why is it in our? Why is that in our vocabulary and jigaboo is not? Why don't we go around calling it? Hey, yo, my porch monkey.
I'm explaining to you about the nigga word, man.
Hey, yo, my porch monkey. What's up?
Man, the nigga word is different from all that other stuff, right?
Why?
Nigga was brought up early in the late 70s, early 80s, you know what I'm saying? In terms of endearment to your man and to fellow folks, you know what I'm saying? We adopted that. We took it from them. Now, throughout the 80s and 90s, it got hijacked and it took over all the world. Chinese people saying it, all these people saying it and shit. It just, that ain't what it was for, you know what I'm saying, dog? It was just, that's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that grew up in the hood know we talk to each other like that. That was just a one-on-one thing. That's my nigga there. That's my
why would you adopt
we use that word as a term of endearment?
Why would we adopt that term as a term of endearment?
That's what it was.
Okay. But why would we adopt that word as a term of endearment in the same word that number one, that word was used as Oprah Winfrey rightfully said, that was the last word that they would call us before they would hang us on trees and kill us. So why would we take that word and take that as a term of endearment?
Because then whatever we doing is turning on their head and saying, fuck you, nigga. We can not only not scared of that word no more, we don't give a fuck about you saying that no more. We embrace it. We are this.
But
how come we ever embrace jigaboo? How come we ever embrace porch monkey?
If that's the case, you shouldn't want to slap shit out of a white person when they say it. You shouldn't want because it was a term of if you classify what white people got to do as a term of endearment. What white person got to do with it? You can't get mad when a motherfucker coming in.
What he got to do with it? Nah, he ain't got to do it.
He don't love.
So me and my man is telling each other, nigga, what a white motherfucker got to do with that? Why would he come in the room? If he come in this room, hold on, stop. If he come in the room and call me nigga, it's still the same.
You said
you being disrespectful,
motherfucker. You said we took it back and we took the power from.
I'm listening.
If you still get mad when another motherfucker say nigga, it's the power still there.
No, it's not there. It's you being disrespectful. That's not being powerful.
Because
you're not holding me down, nigga. You're not stopping me from doing what I want. I'm on live now. All over the fucking world saying what the fuck I want to say. You're not stopping me. You know what I'm saying?
I admit. So what you talking about? I use it, but
you're not stopping me from doing anything.
I'm me personally. This is me personally. I still say it, and I catch myself slipping saying it. I try not to.
I am that nigga.
Because look,
I will never ever shy away from that shit in my life.
Because I don't.
There's a lot of people There's a lot of people that died.
I don't like
thinking they was niggas.
I don't like.
They knew themselves as niggas. People as niggas for us to stand here live on all platforms and say what the fuck we want to say today.
My brother,
that was niggas when they died.
I'm not going for that.
I didn't listen to motherfuckers. Did you ever listen to slaves talk, bro? Did any one of y'all ever listen to slave talk?
Motherfucker, I personally.
Yes or no?
Look.
No, don't talk about other stuff. Yes or no? Have you ever heard?
Listen to a slave.
Have you ever heard a slave talk?
Yes, I have.
Yes,
I have.
Did they
I have. My great grandfather. Whoa. Wait a minute. My great grandfather. Wait a minute. He lived to 118.
Yes or no?
He died when I was fucking 10.
Was he
11? I know personally a slave slept in my house. That's why I don't like the motherfuckers use.
Doesn't matter. Did he break? No. Don't tell me he ain't say you called himself a nigga.
No, he didn't.
What he call
No, he
himself, bro?
didn't.
What he call himself, bro?
No, he didn't.
Don't do it.
In my life,
pull up a slave tape right now.
I know him.
They call
himself.
himself.
I sit there.
Are you done?
He said it. I sit there and talk to him. He sit in my
Are you done?
motherfucking house. He ain't never
You
used
say
the
he don't
term.
like it? See what I
He
mean?
never
What you
used the
talking
term.
about?
How you gonna tell me?
I'm listening. What? Did he say he don't like it?
No.
Exactly. So now I'm gonna pull up a slave tape right now and let y'all listen to it.
That's that motherfucking slave. I don't give a fuck
stop.
about that
Are
slave.
you
That's
done?
an ignorant ass slave.
Are you done?
That's an ignorant ass
Why
slave.
he ignorant, bro?
Come on.
He was the slave.
Come on.
Why he ignorant?
I have personally.
None of that matters. He called himself a nigga, though.
Personally sat in the presence of a former slave.
So you tell me they
Don't
didn't die?
tell me, bro. Don't tell
He
me.
didn't die calling himself a nigga?
No, he did not.
They didn't call themselves niggas?
No, he
They
did
didn't
not.
die as a nigga?
No, he did
You
not.
tripping, bro.
No, he did not. Come on.
So all these niggas got hung
Come
back
on,
in the day,
bro.
but niggas don't?
Come
What
on,
the fuck
bro.
are you talking about?
Come on. They ain't like the motherfuckers.
What were they?
Come on.
They was niggas.
I ain't going for that one. I ain't going
Your
for that.
feelings can be whatever. The facts are they was niggas.
How was they niggas?
The fuck is
How
wrong
was
with
they
you?
niggas? Because the white man called them niggas?
Were they niggas or not? What was the name of?
Do you know the definition
Bro,
of niggas?
I don't want your feelings. I want you to tell me the name of black people in the 18th century.
In
When we got here as slaves, what would we be called?
white people brought up that term nigga.
Don't tell me who brought it up.
Niggas, was they niggas when they came over from Africa?
Are we
Was they niggas when they came over from Africa? Was they niggas in Africa?
Bro, you wasn't
Was
Tony.
they niggas in Africa?
Nobody named Tony when they came over. So none of that's irrelevant.
Was they called niggas before they came over here?
They niggas.
I don't give a fuck.
Were they
No,
niggas?
fuck that.
Were they
They
niggas?
wasn't niggas. They wasn't niggas when they came over here.
You want me to pull up
and
a
they wasn't
tape?
niggas since.
Can I pull up a tape right now as a black man calling
Yeah,
himself a
pull it up,
nigga, dog?
Pull it up.
He gonna call
Ain't
himself a
like
nigga.
dumb motherfuckers call themselves niggas all the time.
Why they dumb? Why you doing that?
That's a motherfucking term. That was a term that white people used.
They was
dehumanized.
You in
The
2022.
slave master used that motherfucking
Cool.
term.
We get that.
Dehuman, to make you less than a human.
No,
Come
it
on.
don't. No, it didn't.
Come on.
That's up to you how you take it.
A motherfucking a black man back then was considered 3/5 of 3/4
See, now we going to something
of a person.
That's different. That's different.
And they using that motherfucking that word to basically dehumanize you. To say you ain't shit, you a nigga. I'ma hang this nigga from a tree. That no good nigga, that lazy nigga.
And that's my point. Niggas embraced it.
Come on.
That's the part you're skipping over though, bro. Why you doing that?
Come on, bro. I'm not going for that one.
Rabbit, listen to what you just said. Rabbit, you just said,
Go ahead. Cap.
you just said, here's what you just said. You said that the term was used by slave masters to degrade us and dehumanize
I never
us.
said that. Tony said that.
No, you just said this.
I never said anything about degrading. Nobody degraded anybody. He said
I
that.
said it was a term. It was a term they
They
used to
degrade black
dehuman-
people. That's what he
to
said.
dehumanize. You
I apologize.
You're a fucking human.
I apologize. So they did that to dehumanize us, to make us feel like less than nothing. And then you said, Tony, Rabbit, you said that the niggas took that and embraced it. So the people who are dehumanized then internalized that dehumanization and said, we are this. That is problematic.
Why?
That is because
What
we're
do you
not what they told us what we were. This is Tony's point. We
It doesn't
weren't this.
matter.
We
It's
weren't
the
this.
word for black. It wasn't even like. It's not even. What are you
Nigga
talking about,
being
bro?
lazy and
I'm
shit.
trying to explain it to you. I'm trying to
That's
explain it to you.
the
Go ahead, let him
definition of
talk. Let him go ahead.
We weren't as Tony was saying, we weren't this in Africa. We weren't this when they put us on the plane on
It wasn't Lawrence. Nobody was Tony. None of that was here. None of that matters.
So now why would we internalize
Why nigga
this
is so
thing?
serious to you?
Because here's why it's so serious to me.
I'm listening.
Because it has caused us to dehumanize ourselves as we go forward in this time.
How you figure
It's
that? Explain that to me.
Because when we call each other that, when we shoot at each other, when we
Oh,
refuse to
see,
give
you and Tony keep doing that. You skip to something different. Shooting is different. Stay with the nigga word.
we say that before
We can
all
just
of this
like
shit
we say that before they took our lives.
I gotta get rid of
Now we're saying that before we take somebody else's life. It would be different if we actually took the power from the word and kept it 100% professional. Hey, yo, my N-word, I see you building a business. Hey, yo, my N-word, give me this, whatever. But when we also take that same word and continue to dehumanize each other, when our mothers call our little boys this and say, listen, you little N-word, I need you to get your little fat A over here and do what I told you to do. You ain't nothing. You just like your little no good daddy, you little N-word. That type of words hurt the individual psyche and cause them to develop inferiority complexes. So we should not call any individual. We are the only race of individuals. We are the only race of individuals who have embraced a racial term. No Asians call themselves this. They don't put it in their music. We don't call and why haven't we embraced porch monkey? Why haven't we embraced cotton picker? Why haven't we embraced all these other? Why are we taking the power back from these words? Why are we the only race of individuals who do this? Nobody else is calling each other. I can remember when the towers were knocked down, 9/11. The word sand N-word was all over the internet. How come more Arab people have not embraced those words? Why is it we have embraced that word? We internalized the pain. We internalized the struggle. We internalized all this. They said that we were these things. We said we are, as you said correctly, that there was a slave narrative saying that. I've heard the same things as well. Maybe not the one you heard, but I've heard slaves saying, yeah, I'm this. We have internalized this, and we say we're less, and it causes us to be less than, to think less than. It causes us not to be self-sufficient, self-sustained. We don't love each other, and this is the promulgation and the cause of much of the violence that we have in our community. We want to get rid of the violence. We want to get rid of all the dysfunction that goes on in our communities and our environment. The first thing we should get rid of is the use of the N-word.
Now, everything you just said is good, right? But you the one making the word powerful. Niggas like me is not making it. What you just said, the word is making you depressed, or whatever the hell you said. It's not doing. It never done nothing to any black person in America. Tony, yes or no? Did the word nigga, calling each other nigga, depress us? Fuck no. So the word itself is not a problem. Just because we wasn't niggas when we got in here, we embraced it. We took over. Look, we made it up.
Now we weren't niggas when we got here, but we're niggas now.
Nobody named Lawrence when we got here. Well, nobody named Rabbit when we got here. Well, nobody named Tony when we got here. So that's irrelevant. It's how you embrace it. You can't take a name in a word and take it so personal. Well, that is so what's the name to you. See, it's not even that fucking serious, bro. That's why niggas like me embrace the word from the beginning. In fact, I not only embrace it, I'm cool with anybody call me a nigga, bro. Period. I don't care.
So it's a white chump.
It's up to you.
There's a white chump or a Spanish chump rolled up on you.
That's a different joint. Spanish cool. That's my fellow brown folks right there. But the white man can't come in and say nigga shit.
Period. You said they don't have no power.
It doesn't matter.
Power back. But you took the power back.
Or it doesn't.
No.
Which one is it?
It doesn't matter. Like you just said. A nigga say it. Spanish people say it. I wouldn't care. So the power is not taken back from me. I'm controlling this. It's just when a white motherfucker come, I'm controlling when I spaz on that, bro.
But you say you took.
So what are you talking about?
So
because that was the person.
Doesn't have the power.
Can you let me tell me why?
You should have no power in no place.
No, I never said it had me power. It had power in anything.
You said
it don't have power.
You said you took the power back. You said
it's a word.
Took the power
it's
back.
meaningless. No. You two making this where it's depressing on some bullshit. Niggas like me embrace it.
When I see you,
I embrace it.
When I see my brothers and my sisters out here doing big things and doing good shit, I don't see niggas. I mean,
why not?
People, I don't.
Why not?
I see beautiful.
Any niggas die for your cause?
Huh?
Can you ask me that?
Niggas ain't dying.
Man, y'all don't stop lying now, bro.
Black people die for my
See, that's your feelings.
That ain't
that's your
That's
feelings.
the truth. But
what you can't tell me is died as slaves wasn't thinking themselves as niggas. They wasn't calling themselves
bullshit.
They were niggas. Then y'all being delusional.
What is it? What is it? Tell me what that is.
You saying you okay with a fucking term that a white man put on you?
It doesn't matter.
What was slaves?
Embrace it is embrace. Who gives a fuck? Who started?
What was the slave masters saying when they were calling us that? What were they saying to us? What were they saying?
You ain't.
That wasn't even the only word they was ever using any fucking way. So it's a
Don't deflect. What were they calling us when they were saying that? What was another word when they was calling us that? You little N-word. What were they saying to us?
What? That means something? You little what? Nigga what?
What does the word mean?
It doesn't mean anything but black. That's the problem with y'all got.
No.
But that's not what it was.
So what does spear chucker?
Negro is black, right? Hold on, stay with me. What's the color of Spanish? Remember, this culture was banned with the Caribbean and the culture of Spanish. What's black?
Say that again.
What's the black? What's the word for black? What's the word for black?
The word for black?
Yeah, in Spanish.
I don't know. I don't speak Spanish.
Are you serious?
Wait.
So you really don't know what's going on
there? You
there?
talking about
Uh-huh.
You talking about negro?
Exactly.
Negro.
And that's where the white motherfuckers got it from.
Bullshit.
So what are you talking about?
I'm trying to understand when they were calling us a Negro, when they were saying you stupid little N-word, what were they saying to us, the white slave masters?
Playing shit.
What was it? What was it?
What you can think of? Tell me what?
No,
you're ass over, lady.
I'm asking you what they were saying.
Huh?
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Disrespecting my black women? That what you're talking about? Or beating black men? What do you mean?
If a white dude was about to beat you with a lash, and he said, "I'm going to teach you a lesson, you little nigger," and nigger, what was he saying to you?
You tell me.
He was degrading you. He was taking away your humanity. He was calling you. He was saying you were less than dirt. You were less than nothing. You were worthless, useless. That's what he was saying to you. So now you have internalized this word that was useless, degrading. I'm less than a man, and you're saying that not only are you that, but your friends are that, your coworkers are that, your mother's that, your sister's that, and you think that that's okay.
That's not who's saying it. You saying it from a white man point of view back when you was a slave master.
Because that's where we got
it. We talk black on black, talking to black on black person.
Tony was just
that has nothing to do with that white motherfucker that's slaving people, bro.
It does, because that's where you got it from. You didn't hear that word until the white man said it.
What? I'm gonna be honest with you. The first person I heard say it was a black man.
I'm not talking about you, rabbit. I'm talking about black people in America.
Black man was the first person I heard say the word nigga.
Putting it in a historical
from a white man calling him that.
That's not true.
It is true.
Your mother never called you a little nigga. You be realistic.
My mother never used those words.
Your mother never said the word nigga.
You're missing my point. You're missing my point.
Right though.
Where the first black people got here in
hold on, see, you just skipped over. You being honest.
You're missing my point.
Never said nigga.
Say that again.
Your parents never said nigga?
No.
Are you serious? Come on, bro.
I'm telling you, they never said it. My mother never said that. Never.
Your mother never said the word nigga.
Never. Never. Never.
No.
This is what I'm saying. This is
cuss.
This is oh my God. My mother grew up at church. She's
10%. We talking about 9% of the people. Everybody's not in church, bro.
Listen.
If 90% of the
nigga,
people jump off the bridge,
just the phrase "nigga, please" is in the black culture. Nigga, please.
Where did we get
right there?
Where did we get the word from?
Little nigga. If you don't get your little.
What he's saying is,
some reason y'all trying to
what he said. The black man create the word.
That doesn't matter.
Yes,
what I'm saying is, we took over that shit a long time ago. Y'all still stuck on when they was using it.
It does matter
because it means something.
It doesn't mean anything to anybody.
It does.
You not in the 1700s.
You got two people sitting right here who would mean something.
You not in the 1700s. It don't mean that no more.
Shit.
This is 2022. It doesn't mean that, bro.
It does mean that.
How much you
Does mean
How much
it
you
means
think you
to
don't?
NIGGER. Huh?
It means,
When did the meaning of the name word change?
It doesn't mean the same way as 1700s, bro.
If you look into the dictionary, what does it say?
It's not the same thing.
Is it a racial slur? Is in the dictionary?
None of that matters.
Is it still in Western?
Stay in
Does
reality.
it change?
Stay in reality.
The reality is, what is the meaning of the word? Is the
Who
word
cares about the meaning? And when it's being used daily, bro, what are you talking about the meaning
that
for?
doesn't make it right.
They use it for other reasons, bro. Not the meaning you two are stuck on. That's the problem with y'all.
No.
It's not 1700 no more.
You know what?
That word means 100 different things now.
That's why as a people we not rising up to where we should be. Because
What?
we're not niggas.
Bruh, you not
We're
serious right
not niggas. Was Martin
now. You ever watch
Luther
Sanford
King
and
a
Son?
nigga?
You ever watch Sanford and Son? Was Sanford and Son in the 70s or 60s?
Sanford and Son?
What? Stay with me. No. Don't try to jump ahead of me. Stay with me.
All of them use it.
You ever seen Jefferson?
Yeah.
is the only word that changed over time.
George called the son of
I need you two to stay with me. Don't jump
George-
ahead of me, bro.
George called Lionel.
I get on that. You know where I'm going. You trying to go ahead of me. So we talking about the 70s sitcom. This is TV, national. Sanford and Son and Jefferson are saying the word nigga to their family members, bruh. On national TV. Stay with me, you two.
Okay, go ahead.
On national TV. Sanford and Son. Did he, when he said nigga, was he disrespectful to his son, bro?
Yes.
Why are you just making that up?
I didn't make that up.
That's not what was on the show, though. When George used the word, was he being disrespectful to anybody?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
When he said nigga, please.
In the same context,
So you just talking
that he
now.
called Tom Willis a hunky.
You just talking now.
How?
When he say nigga, please,
You
he's
know the
saying that to everybody.
I know the episode he's talking about.
It's all episodes.
It's no, it's not.
When
He
he say-
only used it like 3 or 4, not even 4 times, but 2 or 3 times. He used it. It was one of his Navy buddies, and he used it in an episode.
You missed the point. I'm trying to tell you to.
I'm telling you the context that he used
Been
it
took
in.
over and it been used by famous people for years and years as endearment.
No,
So
it
it
didn't.
been. You
No,
just
it
said the man said it to his everybody.
because you won't let me explain the context that he used it in. The context that he used it in was when he was pissed off at Lionel because he thought Lionel had rewired the store wrong. The store was outside, and he said that nigga burned my store down. That's not a term of endearment.
Are you serious, bro?
I know the episode.
Ain't no episode. He used it plenty of times, bro.
Bullshit. No, he didn't. He didn't use it that many times. He used honky in every episode. I know the episode. He said, that nigga, he said, what is so mad at that nigga burned my store down? That's just what he said. And that's not a comment in there.
Bro, one of his punchlines was nigga, please, bro.
Who? George
Jefferson, man.
No, it wasn't.
What the fuck?
No, it wasn't.
If why
Are you serious right now?
do you think that it would have been okay for anyone else to use those type of racial slurs back in the 1960s and to say those same things about Jewish people?
Are y'all with me? We had prominent black people on national TV calling each other nigga. So that tells me what I'm telling y'all.
No,
Used it as a term of endearment. We was past that. You two are stuck on the 1700s use of it.
no, we're stuck on. Listen, Rabbit. What we're stuck on is the internalization. That means what I'm saying. Let me try to say this another way. If a child, forget the N-word, do you think that calling a child stupid his whole life in his first formative years is okay? Do you think it's okay? Yes or no? I want to go somewhere with this. Is it okay to call a child stupid?
If you can tell me an incident where somebody calls somebody stupid as a term of endearment, then I agree with you, bro.
Okay, but the point is that the child grows up thinking that it's okay to be called stupid. He starts calling himself stupid, and next thing you know, he starts calling his friends stupid. Yo, stupid, what's up, yo? Right? Words change all the time, but the context in which they evolved, in which they originated, means something. And I'm saying it should not have been something that we ever embraced, because we were never those things. When I say where did we, I don't mean you and I and Tony, where we get these words. I'm talking about where did the first Black people hear this from? They heard it because they were called that when they got off the boats.
Exactly. That's irrelevant now.
No, it's not irrelevant. Listen to
it.
You're not listening. You're not listening. You're not listening.
I'm making it irrelevant.
You're not listening.
I'm making it relevant. We've been past it, bro. I showed you examples from the 70s. We're in 2022.
It will never be irrelevant until the state of Black people changes, and we are in a better state. We are not, never have been niggas.
What?
Before we was brought to this country, we were kings and queens over in Africa. We were princes over in Africa. We were tribe leaders and shit over in Africa. We was brought here and we downgraded and degraded to be called niggas, jigaboos, spooks, spear chuckers, jungle bunnies, and shit like that.
It has nothing to do with anything, but
why can't I go up to you and start calling you Jungle Bunny? Hey, you're my Jungle Bunny. Hey, you're my spirit chucker.
We never use that word of term endemic, Jack.
We're going to start doing it now. We're going to take the power back, and we're going to start doing it now.
70s or 60s use that word as a term endemic. Did we ever start that?
We're going to start now. We're going to start a new trend.
It's going to look foolish. It's not going to be anything.
It's going to look foolish because we know what the word means and we haven't internalized it.
It means the meaning. Y'all follow me.
You
changed the meaning.
The meaning has been changed. No, y'all stuck on the 70s.
The meaning is the same thing to me.
All right. You know what? I've had this conversation on my show. I can't. This is the internalization of white supremacy, and we don't even know what's happening. We don't even know what's happened. You don't even know that the people who brought us over here internalized us. They called us stupid. They called us less than human, and we took that and we think we're proud of it. It's music, nobody, and we think we're taking the power back. But yet, if a white person calls us that and we're ready to fight them, this is the craziest thing. White supremacy, as one person put it, is on cruise control. We don't even know how dumb this sounds. The world laughs at even Black people who live in Canada, Black people who live in Britain, Black people who live in Brazil, Black people who live everywhere else laugh at Black Americans because we're the only stupid people who call ourselves the very things that we try not to be. Nobody else does this. Jews don't do it. Arabs don't do it. Chinese people don't do it. Nobody else puts it in their music. Nobody else says it in their comedy routines. No people from England Black people from England don't use it. It's us. It's us, and it's crazy, and we don't even know how crazy it is. We don't even know.
But those people around the world aren't niggas. They didn't live this.
And you don't either.
Stop a minute. Australia, all these countries didn't go the plight of Black America through America, bro. Black people through America. Niggas. These are what niggas.
If you think Black people weren't slaves in old time England,
we know all that.
You got another.
They weren't niggas though. Niggas were here.
How do you know?
Americans were niggas.
What are you talking about? They call people niggers all over the world. What are you talking about?
But we don't have nothing to do with that, bro. Listen for a minute. In America, we went through a different. You're not gonna tell me Australia and all these fucking countries went through the same plight Black people went in America, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? Civil rights, civil war, all this bullshit never happened in all these other countries. So leave them alone. These people here are unique to the Black culture, bro. We are different. We're not the same as other countries.
This is why we need Black history, because there was Aboriginal people there's an Aboriginal racial slur for the Aboriginal people in New Zealand and in Australia. They don't use that word, right? There's a book I have here. It's called I gotta try to find the book. There's no There's no black in the Union Jack. That's a book about the problems that black people from the Caribbean who went to England suffered when they went there, and they were called racial slurs. There were racial slurs for people in Brazil because they were so dark that they still.
What's the name of it again?
There's no black in the Union Jack. That's the name of the book.
In the Union Jack for anybody listening right now.
So these all of the black people all over the world have suffered some type of some type of problems.
That's cool. During the time, all black people been enslaved. Yes, they've been enslaved all over the world.
None of those individuals have a
the slaves are in America. In America, we went through a whole different plight.
You keep saying that. I'm trying to tell you this is the case.
Jim Crow in Australia, bro.
Yes, what are you talking about?
There's no motherfucking slave. There's no civil rights in Australia and Ukraine and all this nonsense you're talking about. There's no civil war.
Yes, there was. Yes, there was. Yes, there was. Every single black person on this country had to fight for some form of.
Yeah. But all those other countries are irrelevant to what our plight from America, bro. We different.
I mean this with all due respect. You got to do some.
And
reading.
not only we different,
do some reading. You got to do some reading.
We different because we fought, and not only fought out of our situation, we forced our situation to be better.
Have you heard of Nelson Mandela? Have you heard of Nelson Mandela?
What? You been in Africa?
Nelson Mandela fought against apartheid. That was going on in South Africa. It was more brutal. Hear this. It was more brutal than what the United States was going through. The United States actually imitated what the South Africans were doing to their black people. You have to catch up. I don't mean to.
Jim Crow, slavery, the whole nine is not the same plight as everybody else been through, bro. You can't even say that. My girl from Sweden. Those black people ain't been with the fuck we've been through in America. Australia, those black people haven't been through the plight we've been through, bro. You cannot say that.
I can say it. I am saying it because I've read the history books.
They're not going through the shit now, 100 years later. They haven't seen Jim Crow.
They haven't internalized the mentality of the people who enslaved them because they wanted to overthrow that. And they haven't been through
thousands, hundreds of centuries of it, though.
They want to, yes, they did. They want to break the emotional. Do you realize when Africa, when we got to give a history lesson here. So when people were brought out of Africa, right? When our people were captured and they were brought out of Africa, they were shipped up. They went up to Brazil. They went to the Caribbean, and they went up to the United States. Some of them also went to England. Some of them went east. Okay, but all of these people that they all went to were all enslaved. They all had to fight for different civil rights, whatever they were called, in all the places they had to go to. They had to do it in Brazil. They had to do it in the Caribbean. They had to do it in Jamaica. They had to do it in the Bahamas. They had to do it in Haiti. They had to do it in America. They had to fight for it in England. They had to fight for it no matter where they went through. And even in South Africa, when the Dutch went down to South Africa, conquered that place, they instituted apartheid, which is segregation or separation. Then all of these individuals, all of them, all over the world had to fight. Even the black people who were still in Africa still had to fight for their freedom. This is what the 1950s were about when they were assassinating a lot of black leaders in Africa. All black people all over the earth have suffered from their yoke of oppression and the yoke of demonization and subjugation and brutality and slavery. We all did it. American blacks are not special and not different from Caribbean blacks. This is why we can't get along. We think we're better than the Caribbeans and Puerto Ricans and Dominicans don't think that they're really black. This is crazy. The people don't know their history, and this is frustrating. This is frustrating to when we had these conversations because we're all one mother blood, and we just don't seem to get that. And we think that our plight is different, and we're ADOS, and what we go through is much different from other people.
Yes,
this is crazy.
You really don't think it's different? You really don't think so?
Okay.
If we go to the 90s and when you came in with the 90s bill, that wasn't part of the continuation?
Do you know that in 19
Australia?
Listen, we all You got to read up on Nelson Mandela apartheid. You got to read about the Haitian Revolution. You got to read about what happened in Brazil. You got to read about the 2 times the United States invaded Dominican Republic. You got to read about these things.
I know that. That's irrelevant. None of them can say the same plight they've been through the same thing as America, bro. You know that.
No, I don't. I keep telling you. You keep saying that, and I keep telling you that it's not different. Keep telling you.
The most African slaves.
Have you? There's a psychologist, Frantz Fanon, who
the most African slaves.
Brazil. There's more black people. There's more black people in Brazil. That Brazil has the largest concentration of black folks in the besides the continent of Africa. What's that?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Besides, Brazil has the greatest concentration of Africans besides those who are in Africa. We think we have taken on this American exceptionalism that thinks that we, America, are the greatest and everything we've been through. No, that's not true. Before we went through the civil rights process in the 1960s, there were Africans being slaughtered because they wanted freedom in Nairobi and in Kenya and all these other places. So we're late to the party. You have to look at what Nelson Mandela was doing. You have to look at what Nelson Mandela was doing and the freedom that they were trying to get through. Right? This is all black people have gone through this. Stop thinking that it was just us. It was just us.
We talking about the plight is different.
How is it different? Explain that.
You don't think so?
I'm telling you it's not, but you keep saying it.
Why everybody call each other nigga then? Why Chinese people call people niggas? Why white people call each other niggas? They getting it from us. They taking our lead. Are you with me? What?
Because that shit come from all.
You're not making any sense.
That dumb shit because when
they call each other niggas, ain't not a nigga in sight.
You had that era when everybody thought everybody is
2 Chinese people call each other niggas,
think that
and not
what you saw on BET and what you saw on videos and what you heard in music was the way that actually black people lived and the way that black people actually thought, and it wasn't that way, and they just assimilated what they saw. They don't know the truth that a lot of people don't get down like that.
What?
A lot of people don't get down with calling each other nigga, and like a lot of women don't get down with calling each other bitches.
Those are minorities though, bro.
Huh? I mean, it's a lot of people that don't get down like that. So
nah, they don't care about you getting down. That's not the point.
It is because
just because y'all have a problem.
I admit it. I use the word
right,
and I'm conscious of it though. And I catch myself, but nah, man, I don't see niggas, man. And that word, man, it's a fucked up ass word.
She's a nigga, we some niggas, he's some niggas. Wouldn't you like to be a nigga too?
Never be a nigga, bro.
Fuck wrong with y'all. Hey Jay, what's up, man? I know you listen to the joint. You muted though.
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh no, you was listening to the conversation?
Yeah.
What you think? What you listen to?
The more conscious people is the people that don't use the word nigga or use the N-word. And the people, females, women use it loosely amongst each other now these days. But right now it's a generational thing about that word, about these words.
Was you listening to the conversation?
Yeah.
All right, so Cap and Tony is really stuck on the feelings of the word from the 1700s, right? And I'm trying to make it clear to them that that's not the meaning of the word no more. We passed that, bro.
Did you going back to the 1700s?
No, so I'm talking. I'm trying to get Jay in.
All right, go ahead. But the same meaning of the word was up until today.
No. What I'm saying is the embracement of it was a long time ago, bro. No. Right or wrong, Jay? Black people embraced the word nigga a long time ago. Yes or no?
They embrace it in the wrong way. I mean, in a different way. But it's not like
When the first time you thought the word was used? What decade you thinking about?
I'm talking about like 80s, 90s.
See what I mean? I just told you it was on sitcoms in the 70s. Before that, so everybody's basing that nigga word on rap music. Really?
I know Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy was using it loosely, and
Richard Pryor
Red Fox was using it.
And this was in 60s, 70s. So early, as I can go further than that and tell you somebody else that embraced it. The word was being embraced early in our history, bro. Y'all two the ones that stuck on the
Make it right.
But see, if the white man
said it, that's what I'm trying to get clear.
A lot of people.
Why everybody embraced it all over centuries, but you two saying it ain't right?
It was embraced all them centuries.
You telling them
they was an offensive term? Come on.
Red Fox is wrong?
Huh?
Richard Pryor was wrong?
Yeah.
Yes,
they were telling them they was wrong. Because you'll make y'all right. The fuck?
Oh man.
Now go ahead,
it's
but you know if the white man used it right, and he using it if the white man uses it, let's say for instance, like we had this thing a couple of years ago about Hulk Hogan on recording saying he don't want dick niggas to be dating his daughter. He's saying it provocatively. He's saying it in a way that we not saying it amongst each other. He's saying it like I don't want no nigga to say it. And then recently, the other day, you have what was it? Last night, they got this thing about RG3 using Jigaboo.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. You heard the video?
The Jigaboo thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching the NFL countdown and all that. I watched that when I watched.
You think you're gonna get suspended or something for that shit? He probably get suspended for that shit.
Yeah.
Why? Why should he be suspended?
What you think?
Why? Why should he be suspended?
I don't know, man. Everybody gets suspended for saying Jew shit.
It's black on black crime.
But
Yeah,
see, he not really saying it. I think
he's saying Jigaboo though. That's a slur.
He slipped it. He slipped when he said it.
Hold on, Cap. They ain't no slur. Fuck.
It could. The word is changing over time.
Jigaboo?
Yeah, the word's changed over time. It's now a term of endearment.
Jigaboo?
Yeah. It's now a term of endearment. It's a term of endearment now.
I don't remember using that term of endearment.
Yeah, since
it's going to catch on. It's going to catch on.
That off.
Yeah, it's going to catch on. Yeah.
That's new. Jigaboo.
He meant to say bugaboo. He said Jigaboo.
Yeah, Jigaboo. I don't know why he said that shit.
He meant to say bugaboo, but
either way, he's tripping. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. I wanted to talk about Herman Cain. Well, yeah, we went a little bit longer than I thought.
And he dead? What are you going to talk about Herman Cain for?
Herman Cain, because Black in the Day was his day.
The
day was his day. Black in the Day, you know what I'm saying, dog?
You mean 999 play?
Yeah, the 999 play.
I remember he blocked the Martin Luther King holiday.
Who?
Was it him or was it somebody else?
You talking about Herman Cain?
No, not Herman Cain. It was somebody else.
That was
the other Cain. The other Cain.
Herman Cain and John McCain.
Oh yeah, in Arizona.
So was his birthday, or what was today? He died, or
just the day he launched his campaign thing. The 9-9, you remember that?
Oh yeah.
He was from.
Y'all remember that 9-9 campaign shit?
I remember that.
I think he was a Republican too.
Yep.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was a Republican.
You remember that, Jay?
Godfather's Pizza.
Oh shit! I forgot about that, bro. He is though, yeah. I forgot about that, yo. John, he was a pizza man. Ain't that some shit? Now you gonna make us have to end up going into it anyway, bro.
Nah, I got
you know what I'm saying, Jay.
It's like 11:38.
Appreciate you, Jay. Evening. Sliding in that joint, Jay. I don't know if you heard some of the stuff we're talking about. I'm talking about live shit though. You know?
Yeah, I could tell.
I appreciate everybody be tuning in every week though, man. You know what I'm saying? The Black Debate for sure on Hoodviewpolitics. I love the word nigga, man. That's just me.
You know what I'm saying, dog? That's my
Yeah,
thing.
I can tell.
You know,
Yeah.
Nigga. You know what I'm saying, dog? But yeah, it's just that the words don't mean the same no more.
to you.
Like I used to talk,
I got another podcast. I don't know if you know Cap, that it was a different podcast you came on. We interviewed you on, Mark. You remember that?
Yeah, I thought you changed the name of this one. Is that
Nah, that's a whole nother podcast.
okay.
Yeah, this is a different podcast. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to think. You probably don't even know this is a different joint. Shit, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that. I'm glad you told me.
That's what's up. This one right here made my man Tony on this joint right here, hosting this joint. That's the joint where I had Radical Rail and OnlyFans J on that joint. You know what I'm saying? That joint is still running. We got that 3rd year anniversary on that joint. You know what I'm saying, dog? We had 300 episodes on there. So we were live on that joint 2 days a week. You know?
Okay. Cool. That's what's
So
up.
this
You
one
guys
is
doing
strictly
your thing.
politics. I get my politics off my chest on this one. You know what I'm saying, Jay?
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate Cap though be coming in and joining. Jay, you came a little late. You know what I'm saying? You came. I tried to send you the link. My bad. You know what I'm saying? But
No, you should be. I was just on my way to work. I'm in the back room right now, just chilling.
I appreciate everybody, man. Everybody that left the comments last week, left messages and shit. I appreciate everybody, man, to be tuning in. The goal is to have the average black debate on this podcast. Topics ranging from politics to whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just we want the black debate on this podcast. You know what I'm saying? And if you notice, if you come in, it's all ranges of black people coming from black different thought process, to be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? So that's the main point of this right here. Because I know it's black people sitting and watching, like each one of them agree with each one of us and don't agree with the other one, you know what I'm saying? So I want those people to understand and get the argument and go along with it and even go with the details and know what the details are in the whole debate that we have, you know what I'm saying? I think all debates should have a situation where whoever listens to it can understand both arguments clear. You know what I'm saying? And if you get that clear debate where they can just pick which one they feel like, you know what I'm saying, is really more geared towards what they believe, then we hit the nail on the coffin, to be honest with you. I just want this podcast to get the black debate, you know what I'm saying? Jay know what I'm talking about. I appreciate you, Cap, though, man, coming on the joint for show. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things we left on the table in this joint tonight, you know what I'm saying? But
Appreciate you for having me. I love it, man. So, yeah.
that's for damn show, you know, for sure. We got some special guests coming on next week to add on to the debate. I'm about to start muting people. Might get out of hand next week, Young Jay. You know what I'm saying? So I get some we want some white Republicans on here and some Republicans and some independents, all types of people. You know what I'm saying, dog? Hey, I got the Green Party. She keep acting like she don't want to come on here though. You know what I'm saying, dog? So I'm gonna try to get the Green Party on here to get their point of view. Hold on, Jay. Cap, you're not green, right? You just independent.
I'm independent, man, but I have voted green before. I have.
Okay, so yeah,
I voted for Jill Stein. She was part of the Green Party.
Oh my God, why you say that, Jay? Why you just say that, Jay? He voted for Jill Stein. You know you heard that, right? Jesus Christ.
I did.
You heard him? Hey. I was about to call the joint podcast too. Hoodviewpolitics, bro. Every Tuesday night. Sometimes we slip in there on Thursday nights. Just when they get serious. You know what I'm saying, dog? But other than that, every Tuesday night, 9 o'clock, all around the world. I think in LA it's a little later though. You know what I'm saying, dog? But it is what it is. We appreciate Cap, retired police officer and author. Talk about your book real quick before you get out of here. You know what I'm saying, dog? Author of for sure.
Police Reform. So it's available at lulu.com. So I wrote this book because I want to change a lot of things going on in law enforcement, take a look at law enforcement, see what can be changed in order to help the communities get along with the police department to try to bridge that divide. And so I really appreciate the love and support, and it's doing well. So just go to lulu.com. I think it's also on Amazon as well. So yeah, it's I appreciate that, man. So
you said you had to update that joint too or something. You said, right?
Yeah. So I'm actually back in school right now. So probably in a year or so, I'm going to start updating it because there's a lot of change. People don't think that a lot goes on in law enforcement, but there's a lot of changes that are made, laws that are passed, new trainings that are given out, and things along those lines. So those things need to be updated and talk about what we've done.
I think some things have been touched on. I think in your books, most things have been touched.
Yeah,
it's like DC police. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to talk a little bit about the George Floyd thing, but I want to update what was going on with that and a lot of the reforms and measures. So that we couldn't get anything in the federal level done, but a lot of states have already taken initiatives to pass laws and to get more transparency and things along those lines to work with communities. So there's a lot being done. People don't often think about that, but I think it's important to talk about.
True. Jay, you got something to say for you out here?
I was about to say DC police is they've been drawn into the community as of late.
Yeah, they been walking around like they back on the streets now. Now I used to tell everybody when I was growing up in the early '80s, they was in the streets. They was walking around. They used to be in the bars. Police used to be around. I knew their names. They knew our names. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was just different back then. I always told people if you was to do that type of policing, it would go a farther way. Matter of fact, we got a police officer on the podcast, sure. But I think that would go further than the way they was doing it. Like we'll be standing out there, they just pull up and jump out. You know what I'm saying? That's not no community. We're not working together like that. You jumping out my face and shit. Yeah. So yeah.
Lately they've been doing some community outreach. Lately they've been doing some community outreach. Some of the police officers, a lot of police officers have got second skills outside of policing. Like they in the bands and stuff. So they've been having they pull up and have open cookouts and stuff.
Yeah, over the summer. I think my bounds have been changed a little bit where they out in the public more. They're not sitting in the offices and stuff.
And they need to be.
So what you think about that, Cap? Overall,
no, that all is good stuff, and I'm glad to hear that. I think that's a really, really big part of it. I advocate for that in my book to get out there, have some cookouts, play chess with the kids, shoot some baskets, get out there, race the kid, do some push-ups, just do all that type of thing. I think it's really, really important. Give out, it's Christmas time. Give out some toys, do some turkey giveaways, do Thanksgiving, do some trick or treats type of stuff for Halloween. It's about community engagement and that type of thing that you talk about, just jumping out. That's what makes people think that police officers aren't human, that they don't do anything, and they're not a part of the community. But when the police are invested in the community, then that makes a big difference. And the back end of that is people become more trusting. They'll give information. They will talk to the cops, and they'll just have a greater trust in certain individuals. When things go down, they'll know what officer to go to in order to tell them, information. And that's the only way that crimes are solved. The only way the crimes are solved is because cops get information. And when they set a bad tone, when they go in there and just start knocking heads around, then that sets a bad tone and nobody wants to talk to them. But when they go in there with a loving touch, then people are more apt to talk to them, to deal with them, and to be able to get some real work done for the communities. Exactly. It's all about the communities.
I think that's the best way it works if they just be in the community. Because when I was coming up, that's where they were. They was walking around. They know our names and shit. It was like they wasn't the person that was like schemes. When I got to my teens, they changed. It was drastic. It was like they pull up in vans and shit, just jumping out and slapping your ass, throwing you here and shit, and like stealing shit out your car, taking your car. All types of shit was going on in the 90s, bro.
It's been times.
That's another podcast right there, Cap. Cap was on the other side of that. You know what I'm saying, dog? I was on the other side of that 94 crime bill. You know what I'm saying, dog? We're going to touch that another day. You know what I'm saying, dog? But we do appreciate everybody that tuned into this podcast. We appreciate it a whole lot. The Black Debate goes on each and every Tuesday. Now, you know what I'm saying, Tony? We out of here.
Something like that.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, we'll see y'all. Much love and peace, y'all.
Yeah, you can say it something like that. For sure. The Black Debate every Tuesday night. For sure. Hey, don't forget, we popped in sometimes.
Talking about politics coming from a view of the streets, you know what I'm saying, dog? We're not coming from professional view.